Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. How you doing, brothers? It's your dude, Mr. International Passport, here again for yet another classic live stream, future classic. First and foremost, can y'all please press a 1 in the live stream chat if you can hear me loud and clear. My guests can hear me, but I need to make sure that you brothers across the interweb can also hear me clearly too. How's the audio? Okay, Ozzy, thank you, bro, for the 1. Appreciate you. Visionary, thank you for the 1. Can I get a couple more ones, please? J Mitch, thank you for the 1. Give me one more 1 by a different person. That'd be great. One more 1, just to make sure we're good. Can I get a couple more ones, please? Aquaman TV, awesome. Let's get it cracking, man. So, brothers, welcome to a future classic. I'm your host, International Passport. Want to say a huge thank you to all those that have supported the channel over the past couple of years. Your support has been greatly appreciated. Welcome aboard the new people. I accept and I embrace you with open arms. When you come in the live stream today, please like the video, show some support, hit the super chats, hit the PayPal donations, join the Patreon. Jeffrey joined the Patreon. Me and the guests have recorded an explicit version of this live stream, and I'll be dropping out on the Patreon next week. So get on the Patreon as soon as possible to hear the explicit version of Barbados Woman in the bedroom. And Jam's crazy one, right?
Yeah, that one was crazy, bro.
Fantastic, man. And of course, brothers, make sure you cop the merch and book your IT consultations to let me help you set the IT plan for you to get out there, be a passport bro, and remote travel all around the world. Let's get it cracking, man. So, we shall be touching upon the first Caribbean country on this channel. So, history is being made the same way history was being made when the first man in the moon, touched down back in the 20th century. In the 21st century on this channel, we're touching upon a new continent, and we shall be speaking about Barbados. I've got a very special guest here with me called Mr. Jams. Jams, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing fantastic, bro. We got Jams, a UK brother. So, Jams, give us a brief intro about yourself, who you are, where you're from, and anything interesting about you, bro.
Yeah, well, firstly, thanks for having me, IP. My name is Jams. I've been a chef for like 20 plus years. I would say in the last 6 years, I've kind of decided to try being a delivery driver mainly to give myself a bit of a flexibility, also to earn a bit more. I'm actually saving to get into IT. I've got a couple of investments in crypto. Um, and I'm a big sports fanatic. I'm into like American sports and that. Um, as the Americans like to call football, soccer. Um, used to do MMA. We used to be a boxer back in the day. So yeah.
Fantastic, bro. Awesome, awesome. So, happy to hear you're in crypto. Maybe we may touch upon crypto later in this stream, but we got to get Barbados done first and foremost.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
brother, Barbados. Tell us about Barbados, brother. What sea or city have you mostly been to, or you have more experience in, bro?
Yeah, so I've been to the capital, which is Bridgetown, St. Michael. That's where most of the population in Barbados is. Um, it's a fairly small island in the Caribbean. There's a population of just under 400,000. 60% of the population is women, so the ratio of women to men is fairly high.
Brother, did you say 10% of the population of Barbados is woman?
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy, bruv. Okay. Now that's sounding like, music to my ears right now, bro. Fantastic. So, first question for you, brother, is so before I ever touch upon the woman, right, I need to know more about the country as a whole itself, bro. So let's break down, brother. So my first question to you, brother, is so a passport, bro, is considering going to Barbados, right? And we all know accommodation is important. Is it hotels and Airbnb that brothers should be going for? Both of them, or do we pick one over the other, brother?
You can do both of them. I would more prefer the hotels, being that you know you you get. I think you get more being in the hotels. Most of them are all inclusive. And I would say most of the hotels are pretty close to where most of the action is in terms of like the nightlife and a lot of the beaches and a lot of events and stuff like that.
Okay, awesome, bro. So, I'm guessing these hotels are mostly in the resorts, right? Or is it
Yeah,
anywhere
that's
in,
it.
in
Yeah.
an island? Okay, okay. So, how much does it cost? Is it expensive, these hotels, bro, per day?
So the five-star hotels could be quite expensive, but with that said, if you're coming from the UK or America, for instance, the American dollar is 2 to 1, and the British pound is 3 to 1. So you kind of still get bang for your buck kind of thing.
Okay. What about the Airbnbs, bro? Is that not an option, or is that slightly more expensive? Break it down for us, bro.
Um, the Airbnbs can be more expensive, depends. Um, but I would more prefer the hotels. But again, it's all
Okay.
about preference.
Okay. And these hotels have all you need. They got great service, great food, safety
Yeah,
as well, clean.
yeah, safety, food, yeah, everything you need pretty much.
Fantastic, fantastic, bro. Exactly what I want to hear, brother. So, next question for you, brother, is so tell me more about the culture of Barbados. Is it a conservative culture? Is it a liberal culture? Is it a mixture of both? A centrist culture? Break it down for us, brother.
I would say, to be honest, it's a mixture of both, but it more leans towards being conservative. I would say, um, yeah, you can find your traditional wife. You can find everything you would want in a girlfriend. Um, I'd say is more 60-40, so more so.
So you would say 60% of the culture
Sixty
is
percent of the
conservative.
culture is more conservative than liberal, I would say.
Okay, interesting, brother.
If I'm
Can I
being
ask?
honest.
Can I ask you, right, what you define as a conservative culture in your opinion, brother, particularly in Barbados terms?
Yeah, so me personally, conservative being, she's feminine, she cooks, she cleans, um, the traditional wife, as opposed to, the modern day liberalism, that so the West pushes out, so to speak, I just feel like, that's in every culture, every country in the world, and you know, you tend to get both both worlds, so to speak, but
Fantastic.
it's more
Okay.
conservative. It's more conservative.
And a nuclear family is definitely a huge part of Barbados culture.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah, definitely. Families, is big. It's very important in Barbados.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. So next question for you, brother, is how are the people like in Barbados? Are they very kind, particularly to, brothers that are not from there, brothers who are from America, England, Canada, Australia, Africa? How are the people like towards foreigners, and how are they in general? Are they warm people? Are they kind, or are they harsh and cold?
No, they're very kind. They're very warm, kind people. They're more so that way towards foreigners as well. People from all parts of life, all over the world. If you're from America, you're from Canada, you're from the UK. They're very respectable.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. Now, what about the cost of living there in Barbados? Is it cheap? Is it expensive in general, brother? Cost of living.
I'll be honest with you, it's not cheap. You know, um, I would say you probably be looking at like let's say you wanted to stay for a week. if I'm being honest, in American dollars, you'd probably be looking at like anywhere between 2 to 3,000 US just for that 1 week, if you want to have a good time. Um, in the UK, in the British pound, I would say 1,000 to 2,000 pounds for the week, if I'm being honest.
Okay,
Yeah,
interesting, brother.
it's not cheap. It's not, no.
So is it food expensive? Is it transportation expensive?
Um, food is transportation isn't too bad. But like food, drinks, events, that type of stuff. Yeah, it could it could get into your wallet.
Interesting, bro. Okay, so when it comes to food, bro, is Barbados food tasty? I'm a pasta bro. I think we all love food, especially pasta bros. We gotta eat like men, that big
Yeah,
food.
yeah.
Um, is Barbados food good? Is it tasty?
It
And is
it,
it,
it is it is, bro. It is 100%. If you ever had Jamaican food, there are a lot of similarities to Jamaican food. It's very tasty. Um, yeah, you wouldn't have to worry. Let's just put it that way, innit? If you're a big eater, you're gonna eat well.
okay? Fantastic, bro. So, what is your favorite Barbados dish?
Uh, I would say um the grilled fish with macaroni pie. A bit of coleslaw, some salad. That's very popular in the Oysters area. Yeah, that's very popular among locals and tourists as well.
Oh, that definitely does sound tasty.
Yeah.
So, when we're going to Barbados, right? What cities, in your opinion, should passport bros touch down upon?
So in Barbados, we call the different areas parishes. There's 11 parishes, and the three main parishes you want to go when you go to Barbados is the St. Michael Parish, where the capital is in. And then you have the Christchurch Parish, that's the party area. And then the other area, the second most popular area for tourists is the St. James area.
Incredible, incredible breakdown so far. Now, from there on, brother, right? Transportation. How do passport bros move around? Is it Uber? Is it taxis? Is it public transportation, bus, train? What's the best way to move around, bro?
To be honest, it depends on the individual. If you're the type of person to prefer Ubers, shouldn't be a problem. Transportation is quite good as well. Taxis, ZR mini buses. Um, I mean, it doesn't matter. Again, it's all down to preference.
Okay, so everything's there. There's public transportation. There's trains, right? There's buses there,
Oh,
right?
no, 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 no. Sorry, no trains, no trains. So mini we call the buses mini buses. There's quite a lot of them. So those would be your main transportation vehicles.
Okay,
Um, Taxis aren't too bad. I would recommend hiring a car. That's not too bad either. A hire vehicle.
okay. Is public transportation cheap and safe?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah. It's not a problem. It's cheap, safe.
Okay, fantastic, bro. Fantastic. Now, what about safety overall in Barbados, bro? In terms of, us being brothers, right? Westerners, are brothers marks? Is it safe there,
Bro,
brother?
it's 100% safe for foreigners, especially American and UK brothers, bro. Barbados is one of the safest. Is I would probably say the safest Caribbean island, if I'm being honest. It's very
Okay,
safe.
fantastic. Fantastic, bro. So we ain't got to worry about robbery, you know, deleting another person, getting
No,
stepped to.
no, no. Crime, crime, crime in Barbados is one of the lowest in the Caribbean region.
Awesome. This is awesome. So going on from there, brother, right? What about investing in Barbados, right? Are there investment opportunities there for passport bros, particularly when this IT game pops off, when crypto hopefully pops off next year, brother? We need to be investing, in Africa, in the
Yeah.
Caribbean. Can we invest in Barbados? Is it easy for
Yep.
us? And what should we invest in there?
Property is good to invest in. I mean, it depends on the person. I would say there is this kind of incentive from the government, the Barbados government. This was just after COVID. I think it was back in 2021. There was an incentive for foreigners to actually come and work in Barbados remotely. And I think it was for like a year or two, you were able to get um sort of like a tax free incentive. I need to double check it, but it was kind of like to encourage our tourists to come, because tourism is the number one economy in Barbados. And after COVID, it kind of like yeah, it hampered the industry. So there was this incentive for tourists to come and work. You know, so there is huge opportunity in Barbados, I would say.
Fantastic, bro. Fantastic. So we can build wealth there,
Yeah.
etc.,
Oh
etc.
yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Yeah. 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 Definitely.
So let me ask this, right? Obviously, Barbados is a black island, right? Do we come across a lot of rich black people in Barbados?
If I'm being honest, there aren't a lot. If I'm being honest, a lot of the wealthy or people of other countries, other races and ethnicities. If I'm being honest, a lot of celebrities, they come and you know they um they buy properties, they build businesses and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say no, they're not really that much black wealthy individuals in the country, but there is potential for it.
Huh.
Yeah. hmm
What kind of potential are you
Because
referring to?
sorry.
What kind of potential are you referring to?
Well, I mean, in terms of like, us brothers that are investing in crypto, and, we're in the IT space, I feel like, with that said, there is potential for, investment in property mainly, I would say. The property market, that's where it's at. Um, so there is opportunity there for us in that.
Okay, so brother, let me ask this right. What races of people there are the richest there in Barbados?
If I'm being honest, it's the white Bajans and the foreign white people. If I'm being honest, yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
And, that-
yeah,
and that's supposed to be a country run by black people.
yeah. I know.
Uh,
Yeah, unfortunately,
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, bruv.
we Barbados was under the Commonwealth regime, and I think it's been a year, just over a year, they've gained independence. So yeah, it wasn't that long. They broke away from British rule. If I'm being honest, yeah,
Okay. We're gonna need Barbados to join BRICS and link up with Africa, to build that well, because that can't be
yeah,
happening, bruv.
definitely, yeah. I
We
mean,
need, we need the
there
black
has
people.
been in the last couple of years, there has been a a huge relationship building with China. The Barbados government and the Chinese government. They've got quite a few projects going together. So I mean, you never know. The potential is there, isn't it? Um,
I
yeah.
wouldn't trust the Chinese. I'll tell you that. I wouldn't trust them, bro.
I
They
know, I
have their
know,
own
I know.
agenda.
Yeah, I've been saying the same thing as well. But
Okay.
the governments, I think at the end of the day, they do things in their interests more so than the people in it. Unfortunately, it's the world we're living in.
Shake my head. So going on from there, brother, right? So are there black businesses there at the very least in Barbados?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, there are. Not the big, huge businesses, but a lot of small businesses owned by the black Barbadian people. Yeah, there are.
So who owns the big businesses? I'm guessing you're referring to like the hotels, the casinos, the
Yeah,
banks.
yeah,
Is it
yeah,
white Bajans?
yeah. White Bajans, and believe it or not, white Bajans and other foreigners from other parts of the world. The super wealthy, the super rich. Yeah.
Can you name these other parts of the world, brother? What countries?
America, I would say. A few from the UK. Um, but mainly the big investors are the ones from America, I would say. Um,
Hmm. Okay.
yeah.
Uh,
Hmm.
so um, before we go into the woman, brother, right? Obviously we are. I think I've asked it before, but there's the xenophobia against other groups of black people, right? Won't be a problem there.
No, 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 none of that. It's all good.
Okay, fantastic, bro. So, what about the internet connection there, where passport bros that work in IT? How is the internet connection there, like, brother?
It's 100% awesome, I would say, in it. What I would say though is I've noticed based on conversations I've had with other people from Barbados is that there's like these different packages of internet access, and to get the best of the best you tend to need to pay a lot more for that, if that makes sense.
Mm,
um yeah,
okay,
but
awesome.
yeah.
No, go on, bro.
No, I was gonna say for passport bros, I don't think that would be much of an issue. Again, it all comes down to having your house in order, your finances in check, and you should be good.
Absolutely, man. Brothers, crypto, man, that's the future, man.
Yeah,
Gems in crypto. I think we definitely got to touch upon crypto at near the end of the stream, bro. Because we know the
yeah,
brothers in
definitely. Yeah,
crypto. Brothers get rich off crypto. Then next year, 2025, right? Brothers start investing all around the world with crypto, building businesses. I got big plans for the brothers, man. Big
oh yeah,
plans.
definitely. Yeah,
But
yeah.
but crypto,
We
go on,
spoke
bro.
about that briefly, but we need to build a community for that. We need to bring our minds together, and this is our opportunity. This is our time, isn't it?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, let's go into the woman's part, brother. So, brother, I'm going to ask you, right, a very important question. Okay. This question is quite possibly the most important question in the history of mankind. It's a question that can solve and stop world wars. It's a question, bro, that can turn water into wine. It's a question, brother, that is so powerful. It can make a man walk on water like Jesus Christ did in the Bible, bro. It's a question, bro, so powerful. It can split a sea in two and allow mankind to walk from one point to the other point. It's that powerful of a question, brother. Okay. The question is, brother, are Barbados women in Barbados checking heavy for brothers and passport bros, particularly Western brothers, bro?
Super heavy,
Damn.
super heavy, bro.
Break it down.
Wow. So it's even more if you're a foreigner, particularly from the UK or America or Canada. Um, I mean, it's just something about the accents and the fact that you're not from there. Um, yeah, I mean, bro, you're not gonna have any issues, bro, have any problems, man. Like it's that easy if I'm being honest, bro. It is.
Why are they checking for brothers from America, UK, Canada? Why is that, bro? What is the reason?
I think it's because you you're just different, and I guess that's the case a lot of times with most countries, women, they tend to lean towards, someone that's not from the country, and it's always a sense of, wanting to show you the country, show you the culture, show you how to get around, the food, just yeah, it's opportunity there, isn't it?
Fantastic. Fantastic. So, going on from there, brother, right? Where are the best places in Barbados, maybe city wise or within the capital city itself, right, to meet great Barbados women, right? Is it the parks? Is it the museums? Is it certain spots? Break it down for us, bro.
So the capital, the town center, I would say that's one of the best places to meet these girls. You can meet them in the town centers, in the shopping malls, the restaurants, uh, the beaches. Um, there's a lot of events on the beaches every weekend. It's a good time to meet the girls on the beaches, in their bikinis and stuff. I would say the events. There's a lot of events, that goes down every weekend. Those are some of the best places to meet the girls as well. They love the party, bruv. They really love the party.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, brother. I don't want a party girl, bruv. We always
I know, I know, I
know
know. I'm
having the
just saying,
parties.
if no, yeah, I get what you're
So
saying, innit? But it's a hot country. You work hard in the week. Weekend comes. You wanna have a bit of fun, innit?
so from that, going off from that question, that point there, brother, right? Even though they're party women, right? Does that mean they're bad women, or can we find good women
Nah,
amongst the
no,
party
not
women?
necessarily. No, no, no. Um, it's just a way of life, innit? Because every year there's a carnival. Everyone, they come together. They get the costumes ready. They have a day of just celebration and having a good time. Jumping to the music. Um, but that's a common thing. That's something that even before the carnival time, um, they just love to party, bruv. Yeah, that's just normal.
Okay, awesome, bro. So they obviously love brothers, right? Would you say that part of the love for brothers is to use brothers to get to America and the UK as a as a sponsor, brother,
I,
or is
I,
it
I,
genuine
I,
love?
I don't think that's the case, innit? I feel like if you're a brother and you need to lead with your wallet, then the the girls are gonna take advantage. You know, you give them an inch, they're gonna take them out, so to speak. In it,
Mm, mm.
um, I think it's just down to common sense. I, if I'm being honest, you want to vet these girls. You want to be with a girl that has high interest in you, innit? Um, that's why I believe you don't lead with your wallet. You don't show your interests by leading with you know your resources, if that makes sense.
Mm, yes,
Because then
indeed.
they'll take that's when they'll take advantage, if I'm being honest, and they will, and don't give a shit.
Language, a voice swear in peace, brother.
Sorry,
Peace.
sorry, sorry. Yeah.
No worries, bro. So, so let me ask this, brother, right? Um, how do we vet a Barbados chick, especially in the Caribbean context? There must be things that Barbados women do, men do, sorry, to vet their woman that we don't know about, bro. Break it down for us, please.
So I would say, when you take them out on dates, you don't want to take them out on, fancy, expensive dates. You want to do things that you enjoy. Um, that gives you an indicator as to how interest interested she is in you. If she agrees to do things you want to do, then that's a good indicator. If she doesn't, if she's like, oh, let's go to this place, or she recommends to do such and such, and then I would say that's more of a red flag, and if I'm being honest.
Okay. Thank you for that breakdown there, bro. So interesting, brother. Next question for you now is feminism. Is feminism a problem there in Barbados?
I don't think it's a big problem. I believe in every country on the planet there is a small minority of it, but I don't think it's a huge problem uh, in Barbados, if I'm being honest.
Okay. Awesome, bro. Next question for you, bro, is are Barbados women good looking?
Oh yeah, 100%, bro, 100%. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're gonna have your occasional, 5
Our
and
faces.
6, but for the most part, you're gonna have your 8s and your 9s and your 10s.
Wonderful. Wonderful, bro. So next question for you then, brother, is hmm, when it comes to body, right? Um, can you break down the body type of Barbados woman?
You're gonna have a lot of big backs, if you know what I mean, innit? The behinds. You're gonna have a lot of women that gonna have a lot of those, innit? You're gonna have your slim thicks, but for the most part, you're gonna have a lot of women that have, the big B word, you know.
Damn. Okay.
If you're into that, that's the spot, bruv. That's the spot, Um, uh, so much
I'll
so,
keep
some guys might not be able to handle that, if I'm being honest.
in the bedroom. I'm gonna tell you this, brother, right? Personally, I can't do thick women, bruv. So the Nicki
Yeah,
Minaj's,
I'll be honest with you. As I got older in life, I kind of like more prefer, the slim tick type of girl more so than the girl with the big behinds. If I'm being honest, it's a lovely sight to see, but
I don't want that, bro. I want a skinny girl
yeah,
or
yeah,
a slim
same,
fit girl.
yeah, same.
Can I find skinny woman and slim fit woman in
Oh
Barbados?
yeah, definitely, yeah, 100%, yeah. You get the best of both worlds, isn't it?
Fantastic, bro.
Yeah,
Fantastic. So when it comes to communicating with Barbados woman, right? What language should we speak? Is English okay, or do I have to know
English.
Bajan?
English is the only language, so you wouldn't have a problem communicating.
Fantastic, fantastic, bro. Awesome. Um, Going on from there, brother, right? Are there other races of women in Barbados, and are these races of women checking for brothers?
Um, You would find a small percentage of other Caribbean islanders in Barbados, but for the majority, they are all um, Barbadians, different colors, but they're all Barbadians.
Okay. So do we see? So you mentioned there's white Bajan there, right? I'm guessing
Mhm.
so there must be also white Bajan women there.
Yeah,
How are they towards brothers? Are they dating brothers? Are they brothers
there
or
are, but there's a certain level of type of brothers that they date. If I'm being honest, it's not going to be the average brother. If I'm being honest, there needs to be some kind of status. You need to be at a certain level. If I'm being honest, yeah.
so the white Bajan women have high requirements. Tell me
Yeah,
why that's the case? Because that's not their country, bro.
I know,
Why is that?
innit? I know. It's bro, it's weird because they go to the best schools. They get the best education. They pretty much have everything given to them. So there's like, yeah, the standards are, they want the best guys they can get in it. If I'm being honest, and I guess rightfully so. So to speak.
Wow. Okay, but so you're saying do do black Barbados men and white Bajan women get married, have babies as well? Is that a thing there
Yeah.
in
Oh
Barbados,
yeah.
or is that very rare?
Yeah. 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 No. Yeah. That's yeah. Yeah. It happens. Yeah.
Okay. What about other races of women there in Barbados?
Um.
Asian, Arab, and are they checking
There's
for
there's
brothers?
not mm, there's not a huge Asian population there. I would say is maybe there's like a 1% population of Asians in Barbados, if I'm being honest, and they're mainly the Chinese. It's like the Chinese families that they come to set business up, and yeah, there's, there's not a huge population of Asians over there.
Okay. Have you seen Chinese women with Barbados men in Barbados?
I haven't. I think they tend to stick to themselves, if I'm being honest. Yeah,
They do that everywhere, huh? They do it
yeah,
in England.
yeah,
They do it in
yeah.
America. I
No,
mean,
yeah, definitely, yeah. hmm
I,
It's
I,
weird, isn't it?
it's
I've
weird,
heard
bruv.
I've heard stories. Brothers they can go to these countries and it's not a problem, but in the UK, in America, and possibly Canada, yeah, they don't give brothers play, man.
They really don't. I mean, in the UK, man, these Asian women look at us like we're some sort of monsters, bruv. But
I
when
know,
the white
man.
man
I
comes in the
know.
picture,
No,
the
when I
white
see
man's
here,
there.
here in the IP here in the UK, and I see these Asians with these white guys, and I'm like, wow, like, come on, really, seriously, like, you know. And the thing
I
is
see it.
like,
Hmm. Go on,
there's
bro.
there's a lot of brothers like us. We dress well. We take care of ourselves. We dress nicely. We got good jobs. We earn a decent. And it's like we're still overlooked, bro. I don't get it. It's like, you know,
And I see some scrawny looking white boy, right? That
no,
looks
bro.
like he just came out of a garbage can
I
with a
know.
beautiful Asian girl. Like, what's this, bruv?
It's
No,
crazy,
man. It's
bro.
just it has to be racism. It has to be racism.
Yeah,
That's the only thing I can say. It has to be
I know.
pure
But,
uncut racism. They don't care.
if I'm being honest, I'll say the same thing, bro. There's no other way to look at it.
They don't care if you're an engineer. They don't care if you're in finance. They don't care if you dress well. Because you got a black skin, it's just not happening for them, bruv.
Oh, man, it's crazy, bro. It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. But I'm telling you, man. A day is gonna come. We're gonna get to the top again, man. You know.
Absolutely, man. And I appreciate that optimism. I keep telling brothers, man, it's tough right now.
Mhm.
We're at the bottom. The white man, the Chinese man is running things. He's bossing up, wearing suits. Making big moves, power moves, making all that money. The time's gonna come when it's gonna be black men doing that. When it's gonna be
Mhm.
black men running stuff. Big corporations having the best
Mhm.
woman, having women chase after us. And these Asian women, they're gonna switch up like a mofo, man. I tell you that, brothers. I tell you that, brothers, man. You know,
Bro, we're gonna be here, bro. We're gonna be waiting in the sidelines, and when that happens, bro, like, we're gonna be mint, man.
absolutely, man. No, I feel good for the future for brothers. You know, and it's at a point where I've seen in the last 2 years, right? I have seen more Asian women with white men than Asian women with Asian men in the UK. That's embarrassing,
Yes,
bruv.
bro. Yes, I've noticed that in here in Reading as well, man. It's crazy, bro. It's just, yeah, it's unbelievable, man.
It's even worse. Go to California, you see the F3 there. That's what's going on, bruv. Pure
My
white
God,
worship. So
God,
next
man.
question, next question for you, brother, is so we're passport bros, right? American brothers, UK brothers, Canadian brothers, right? And we have beautiful Barbados women, right? They're all flocking towards us. We walk down the street with them, we're kissing, we're holding hands, right? Will Barbados men feel some type of way and jealousy that we're getting the best women there, bro? Or is there like, oh, it's cool, we're all brothers, or would there be some sort of animosity there?
Nah, you wouldn't got a problem. You're doing your thing, innit? And again, because you're a black brother, they'll probably be thinking you're one of them until they actually hear you speak. Then they'll know, you're a tourist. But even then, you wouldn't have any problems, if I'm being honest. None at all.
Super.
If anything, they would want to
Uh,
befriend you, so to speak.
super. So, can the average Barbadian person tell the difference between a Western brother and a Barbados brother?
Mm, I don't think there's a difference. Again, that all depends on when they hear you speak, and then they know you're a tourist. Um, but they wouldn't know until you speak, if I'm being honest.
Fantastic. Awesome, bro. So, next question for you, brother, right, is can we deal with different women at once in Barbados? So, we got a main chick, right? And I tell her, listen, man, I love you, but you're my main chick, but I want to have two other girlfriends as well. But obviously, she can't. That's an open relationship. I disagree with that. We don't do that kind of nonsense over here on this channel. I do agree that men and women are different. Men can
Hmm.
have different girlfriends. Women
Yeah,
cannot do that. They
yeah,
must almost they should always stay committed to one man because we're different. Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
can we have different girlfriends in Barbados and different wives, or would that be
I
a
think it's
problem?
possible. I think it can be done, but that depends on you having your finances in order. You have everything about you going, and then I think that's you can have that conversation with the girl and say, look, yeah, I want to be with you. I want you to be the main girl, but I'm not gonna stop date. I'm not. It's not just gonna be you. You know. Um, if you're the guy that's providing, you say to her, you're gonna provide, you're gonna take care of her and everything, and she understands that this is what you want, but it doesn't mean she can't do it as well, innit? Because I think that's the notion a lot of women tend to lean towards. They want to go, oh, if you can do it, then I can do it, but then that's not something that's gonna slide, innit?
Mm,
So I
facts.
think I think I
Nah,
think it
bro.
is possible. But again, you got to be working on everything. Your finances, your physical attraction. You need to got everything going for you, and you need to continue self improving. If I'm being honest, so I wouldn't say it's not
Absolute facts.
possible. It is, yeah.
Absolute facts, bro. Without a single doubt. So now in that country, right, brother, right? Hold on, give me a second. Um, can we find virgin woman and low body count women in Barbados, or does the average woman have a high body count? And keep it a
You
stack
can
with
you
me,
can
brother.
you can find those. You can find those in the churches, the countryside. I think is, yeah. You can find those Um, I just feel like the West has such a huge influence in a lot of countries, and um, it's slowly trickling into Barbados and all these other Caribbean islands in it, but it is possible to find low body counts and virgins. If I'm being honest, I wouldn't say no. It's impossible.
Okay. Would you say the average Barbados chick has a high body count though?
Bruv, that's a good one, bruv. I'll be honest with you, bruv. As a guy, you can never know a woman's true body count. If I'm being honest, you know, women can lie about their body counts. I would say the indicator to judging if a woman has a high body count is to go off of her actions. Um, how she acts around you and stuff like that. Um, just little indicators. Because us asking a girl how many guys she's been with, she's gonna lie in it, and then she's gonna think you have some insecurities, and it's just all the more reasons. If you do get with a girl, she's gonna cheat eventually. That's just my personal opinion.
So are you saying that a woman would cheat eventually if she has a high body count, or she would cheat eventually if you're if she feels like you have a problem with her body count?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think so. Innit?
What
Again,
latter or
um,
the former?
the latter. I would say, again, if that's something that you want to know, you judge that based off of her actions more so
Mm.
than anything else. Yeah. Again,
So
women. Yeah, women in general, they can be, manipulators, gaslight you and
so
stuff.
so how do you vet women to ensure that she ain't got a high body count? What's your like you know your special spider senses, bro? To like, okay, she's done that, she's done that,
Um,
she's a high body count. What do you do?
you know, y- you can be around her, she's not answering her phone, and she's like, you know, doesn't want you to see if like when she's texting and stuff, just little things like that, innit? Yeah, I mean, it's how many times she flakes on you when you're meant to go out. She's late for a lot of things. There's always, and us guys, we have we have that like you would like to say, spidey senses. We know in it. We know when they start these games. These are all indicators.
That's interesting, bro. Especially, if she's
Hmm.
late to dates, she's like, she's, she's some dates, or she told you to reschedule a date. Do you think
Hmm.
those are indicators of a high body count?
Yeah, bruv, I feel like in this day and age, bruv, any girl we meet, bruv, she's not going to be at least seeing one guy. I don't believe it. That's why I believe us as men, we need to be the better virgins, because women are promiscuous. They're always going to be leaving their options open for the best guy they can get. You know, and if you're not that best guy, bruv, they're going to keep their options open until that other guy comes along, innit? If I'm being
Oh,
honest.
I've always gone on this. Like, I'm a very transparent person, and I always like face life with reality, right? There's always someone that's gonna be better than you. There's always someone
Yeah.
that'll make more money than you, that'll be taller than you, stronger than you, have more muscles than you. I mean, and you just can't stress out over that. You can only do what you can in your life. You can only build yourself up to a point where you feel like, okay, I'm a high value man in my terms. Got my certs. I'm in IT now. Earning good money, etc., etc. I travel, blah blah blah. Right, but there's gonna be someone that's gonna you may earn 100K a year. Someone's gonna earn 500,000 a year. Okay, someone's gonna have more wealth than you. So at what point do you feel like, brother, should you be happy with yourself, bro? Because it's so true and well that women will always, go for the higher man, right? But eventually, bro, like we need to find the right woman that doesn't, have those kind of thoughts, brother. That isn't materialistic. That isn't, she wants a Gucci bag. She wants to get the best man every time. She wants to practice hypergamy, brother. At
Bro,
what point do
if I'm
we
being honest,
kind
the
of
way
let
to
go?
combat that, if I'm being
Mhm.
honest, the way to combat that is you need to be constantly dating. You need to be dating a lot of women just to find that one perfect woman. If I'm being honest,
Mm,
there's no other way around it. If I'm being honest, I would say us as men, we need to constantly be working on our goals and our priorities. Um, I would say women should be at the bottom of the pyramid in terms of like life goals and stuff like that. Um, but we need to be in an abundance. If I'm being honest, that's it's the only way to combat that. You know, a
that's why I
lot of
got my
times,
passport, bro. It's gone,
yeah,
carry
I
on.
know, and that's what I'm saying. In it is like we might date a chick, we might think she's the one, but then you get a bit complacent. You stop being mysterious. You stop doing the things you was doing to get you that girl, and then you take a step back, and then she steps out, and then you find out she's cheating, she's lying, and then you're back to square one. So I'd say to combat that, we as guys, we need to make sure our purpose is number one. We're in the gym, we're dressing well, we're constantly like leveling up, and then you know, not saying to, go into monk mode and neglect, not getting better at women. We need to improve in all areas of life, innit, and that includes, women as well, Um,
That that's facts. That's
yeah,
facts. And that's why I got my passport, because I saw that happen many years ago.
yeah.
Women having too many options, women, practicing hypergamy, juggling different guys. And I'm thinking, I need to get my
Bro,
passport.
we need to remember, bro, we're in an age where women can get their own money, bro, you know, with OF and all these different avenue streams of income they can easily access. So it's not like a lot of them really need us for our finances in it. They can get their own money in it, but it's like they still need us for that, for that thing, for that fix. If you know what I mean, in it.
Mm,
you
yeah.
know so
Prav.
yeah, it's a,
Hey,
it's a, it's a constant battle, bro. It's a constant battle, man.
don't make me lose
you know
hope, bro. Don't let me lose hope, bro. Let me read your super chats. Shout out
hmm
to Mr. Save by Fumble for the $199 super chat. I appreciate you, bro. Get me in this IP. Yep, brother. Make sure you call in on time, brother. That'd be great. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Damswood for the £199 pound super chat. Appreciate you, bro. He says Barbadian woman versus Afro Brazilian woman. Ooh, have you dealt with a Brazilian chick before?
I have here in the UK, bro. I've had a couple
You,
Brazilians here in the UK.
damn. Okay. And
So I
our
actually,
bros
wo-
too
I
in the UK.
actually, I actually work with them, a lot of them as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting, bro. Oh, you work with a lot of them. Okay.
yeah,
Woman.
yeah. A lot
Okay.
of Brazilians
So
in
not
it. They're doing the delivery jobs in here in the UK. A lot of them because after Brexit, a lot of Europeans they went back to their countries. So the workforce had to be replaced in it. So that's where a lot of South Americans came to fill the void. And there's a
okay.
there's a there's a lot of them. Yeah.
There's a lot of Brazilians in the UK.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Are these Brazilian women checking for brothers in the UK?
There are, but you got to be careful of some. A lot of them are pros, bro. If I'm being honest. Yeah,
Jeez, flipping
yeah,
heck.
yeah. So there's a very small percentage of some of them that are legit, but yeah, the majority, yeah, they need to make a living. If I'm being honest.
Flipping heck, bruv.
Yeah.
Flipping heck, what's happening to this country, man?
I know, I know.
So out of those two women, brother, who you picking out, a Barbadian woman or Afro-Brazilian woman?
Oh, Barbadian, bro, all day, innit? All day, bro.
Why is that? Why is that?
Bro, oh, bro, it's just how they get down, bro. You know, um, I like me a bit of action in the bedroom, innit? So, if I was to compare the two, bro, all day Barbadian girls, bro, like, yeah, I'm gonna keep it PG in it. So yeah,
Brothers, go on the Patreon, man. Join the Patreon. Me and the brother recorded the explicit version of this live stream. Let me tell you this, brothers, right? Special announcement: Barbados women are freaks in the bedroom. I'll be dropping the video on the Patreon next week. Go and join the Patreon, brothers, man. It is a crazy Patreon exclusive. So interesting, brother. I'm a bit upset to hear about what Afro Brazilian chicks are doing in the UK. Is that in your area or is that in the London area?
bro, it's all over, bro. It's all over. It's a lot of white Brazilians here as well, isn't it?
What? So how is say that again? Sorry.
There's a lot of white Brazilians here in the UK as well.
And they also sending that box.
Yeah, yeah,
Bruv,
yeah.
what's going on, man?
But the thing with the Brazilians is like a lot of them are into that plastic, bro. And I'm not keen on the girl and she getting those enhancements and stuff. I feel like a woman should take the time to go to the gym and really build herself in it. Not take the easy way out. If I'm being honest. So for me, that's a huge turnoff in it. If I'm being honest. I mean, some guys they like that in it, but me, I like an all natural girl in it.
Same here, bruv.
Yeah.
Same here, man. Brothers, get the likes up. Please support the video, support the channel. We're doing great work here, so please support another new continent and country for you, brothers. Yesterday I did Rwanda. Today Barbados. I got a new country next week or the next couple of weeks. Please support. Okay, let's get the super chats up and the likes up. Shout out to Moses for the $2 super chat. Good evening, brothers. Big salute to IP. Salute to you too, bro. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks, yeah. Thanks, bruv. Shout out to Ethan's Journey for the 10,000 Colombian peso super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Looking forward to the coding class tomorrow. Me too, brother. Look forward to it as well. Been on 2 dates with a fine 25-year-old Afro-Colombian. Awesome, bro. Maybe you can call in later on today to explain how those dates went, brother. Looking forward to hearing how that date was with that Afro-Colombian chick. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Ozzy for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, Ozzy. What percentage of the Rihanna look, fit, athletic build, light skin, green hazel eyes, also are the woman with big behind, slim, thick, or just fat? Can you answer that question, bro?
Sorry, can you say that again? Sorry.
Oh yeah, you haven't got your laptop. Sorry. So, what percentage of the Rihanna look is there, brother? So that so this the fit, athletic build, light
Bro,
skin, green eyes.
there's a lot of them girls, bro. There's a lot of them girls over there. There's a lot of them girls over there, bro. There's a lot of Rihanna lookalikes over there, innit?
Oh,
They got a lot of better looking girls than Rihanna over there as well, innit? If I'm being
they
honest.
checking for brothers.
Yeah, of
The
course.
Western brothers, UK brothers, American brothers.
Any brother, bro. You can be local, you can be from America, UK, Canada, as long as you're a brother, bro. Again, this all boils down to what level of a guy you are, innit? Your finances are in order. You know, you're working on yourself. Um, you're gonna have the top pick. If I'm being honest.
Awesome. Other question for you, brother. Also, are the women with big behinds slim, thick, or just fat?
Nah, the big behind women are slim thick, innit? You're gonna have like your little, odd shape woman here and there, but those women they love to keep fit, bro. Trust me, man. They like to work out. They like to look good in it because they crop overcome, carnival comes, bro. They want to get in shape and look good for their costumes, and they go beach every weekend. They're in the bikinis, so they need to look right in it.
Awesome. Awesome, man. So next question for you, bro, is okay. Um when it comes to, let me get my mind right real quick. When it comes to wives, brother, right? Are Barbados chicks wifeable? If so, look what they are.
You want me to be honest?
Yes, please.
You can find them, but me personally, I feel like in this day and age that we're living in now, I don't think I'll be getting married. You know, um, I just feel like the marriage laws aren't in guys' favors. Um, you know, women, a woman, she can wake up the next day. No matter, you can be married for 50 years, bro. She can wake up the next day and decide she doesn't want to be with you and divorce you, bro. Take half of everything, take the kids, and you're left with barely nothing. That's just my personal opinion in it. I'm
Flipping.
not saying, if you make a decision to get married, I wouldn't say not to, but that's just my personal opinion. But to answer your question, yeah, you can find wives over there, innit?
Okay. And what wifeable qualities do Barbados chicks have?
Um, I'll be honest with you, man. A lot of mm, couples that are married, I've seen over there. I've never heard of any issues of the woman stepping out. She's cheating and stuff. I've never heard once. I mean, who's to say that that never happened or it does happen? It probably does, but from as far as I know, what I've heard, um, yeah, the women that are married over there, they're quite loyal, if I'm being honest.
Do they cook? Do they
Oh
clean?
yeah, yeah, they do that. Yeah, yeah, you wouldn't have a problem there.
Let the man lead in the household as well? He's the head?
Yeah, I mean, again, it depends. It depends on like you as a guy, where you're at in life, the woman you get with, the woman you married. I feel like any woman that makes more money than a guy and he marries her, uh, I can't see how he's gonna be, you know, the the alpha in the relationship. If I'm being honest,
Mm,
you
yeah.
know, the guy always needs to be making more than the woman. You know.
That's facts, bro. Brothers, we need this crypto stuff to pop off, man, because women are
Hmm.
getting the bag of
Yeah.
OF, a bunch of simps, sending them all these sorts of cash. And I'm really tired of you dudes, man, who are paying for OF, man, and doing all this simple stuff, man. You are
Bruv, if I'm
messing up
being
the
honest with
market,
you,
bruv.
sorry to cut you off, IP. We hear a lot about women in this, women in that, bro. But the guys need to do better, bruv. And if we don't, bruv, things are gonna continue the way they are, bruv. We need to improve,
Mm.
bruv. We need to get better. We need to understand female nature at the same time, work on ourselves. Get our bread up. Improve our physical appearance. And don't get complacent. Don't think you've reached that level and you're gonna take a sit back and relax. You need to constantly be working on yourselves, bro. That's what we need to be doing.
There's a reason why, they have gone hard censoring, Andrew Tate and all these RP, sorry, creators, all these dudes who are super masculine, right, and conservative. It's to keep men simping, to keep men, weak. Because there's no reason why a man should be paying for OF when, pure iron is free. What's going on there, brothers? It's a complete joke. So what's going on, man? Men need to have discipline. Okay, stop obsessing over Instagram chicks that come up on your feed and you're spending 2 hours looking for their pics. You will never smash them and you will never meet them, bruv. It makes no sense to me, bruv. How have things got so bad? Flipping shocking, man. Shout out to
Yeah.
Mr. Ozzy for. You want to say something, bro? Go on. Go on, bruv.
No, I was gonna say, something's wrong with the connection. I'm not sure exactly. I don't know if you can
Can you
hear me I don't know if you can hear me properly, but I'm having difficulties hearing you.
can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but it's just like the audio is like crackly. So I don't know if
All right, hold on.
uh
How's that? How's that?
no, it's still the same, isn't it? I don't know if I maybe need to drop out and join back in. You think I should drop out and join back in?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
All right, let me just give me a sec. Let me just drop out quickly.
Stay in that same position, yeah?
Yeah.
Flip is
Just,
all right, jump off, jump back in, okay? All right, shout out to Mr. Ozzy for. Okay, we'll wait till the brother comes back, bro. But yeah, man, it's embarrassing, bruv. Some of you dudes are really messed up the market, you know? Simping, paying for OF, commenting on these women's pics. Don't bring that attitude abroad, man. Don't do it. Just can't believe it, bruv. Brother's really paying for OF. Weird. Paying for services. All you got to do is get your passport against IT, dress well, approach, and that's it. You got to stop being so obsessed with sex. Stop being so obsessed, right, with every chick you see. Okay, life is all about discipline and control, right? I guarantee you, if most men had discipline, the dating market would not be as messed up as it is right now. Yeah, feminism has played a huge part, but also simps, right? Dudes paying for a chick's bathwater, dudes paying for a chick's clip nails and a strand of her hair. I mean, come on, man. Paying for a chick's dirty bathwater. What's going on? What's going on, bruv? How has it got so bad that dudes are literally paying $500 for a chick's bathwater? Oh my goodness, man! I don't want to start breaking things in my room right now. Let me bring in Jabs again. What's going on, Jabs? You back now? You
yes,
hear me?
bro. Can you hear me?
Yes. Is it much better now?
Yeah, it's much better. Yeah, bro.
Super.
Don't break anything, IP.
Bro, it's frustrating, man. Like, I don't even want to tell that story, brother. But I'm just really obsessed how men are moving nowadays, bruv. Shout out to Mr. Ozzy for the $2 super chat. How bad is the white worship in Barbados? Are black men number one? Good question. Go on, bro.
Um, I don't think it's a big problem, if I'm being honest. I think the government can be a bit iffy in it. I don't know. I could share a small story that happened over the last couple of years. So after COVID, a lot of people they lost their jobs and that, innit? Because tourism is like the biggest sector in the country, and people weren't getting their benefits and stuff, innit? And what the government has done now with that money that the people were meant to be given, they took that money and invested it in companies outside in America, so that's caused a huge backlash in it. Um, so yeah, this is the type of stuff that goes on, man. Unfortunately,
Wow.
yeah, it's crazy, man.
But when it comes to dating, right, is there a white worshiping even dating in
Nah,
Barbados?
no, 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 not a problem. No,
Good stuff. Hold
yeah,
on, bro. Let me just address this comment here. This brother says, it's easy for a woman to make $1 million a year over a man. I'm tired of hearing we have to do better as men. We are doing better. It just doesn't matter. No, that's not true, bro. How are women making that much money a year? It's dudes that are simping for her and sending her all these donations, right, just to get a feet pic, just to get her bath water, just to get a sneaky pic of her chest, That's men actually doing that to a woman that they will never ever meet or smash. Okay,
Exactly,
so
exactly my point.
hold on, bro. The reason why women are making this much money over on streaming or where particularly the whole Twitch thing, right? There's a woman called Pokimane. Men are funding her, bruv. Men are funding women like Pokimane on Twitch. It ain't women don't watch video games. Women are not sitting down on their couches, right? Watching some dude or woman play video games. Women normally go out with their friends to, coffee shops, museums, whatever. They're not spending 5 hours, 4 hours watching, someone play video games and super chatting $100 every minute. That's the dudes doing that. So yes, men gotta do better, bruv. Don't play with me on this topic, but I've seen it for the past couple of years. But I know people personally, like, that are watching female gamers because they wear some sort of bra and they're showing their chest out playing a video game. I'm thinking, bro, you've been watching her playing games, super chatting her for the past 2 hours. How's that changing your life, bruv? It's madness, man. I'll tell you why, bro, this is a problem, right? And how this is a big economy. Women are purposely not giving the bucks up to average dudes. Average dudes get frustrated, then you're getting boxed in the West. So they got to do things like this to have that, human connection with a woman, right? It's all done, it's all being done on purpose. If only they knew, right? If you got your passport, okay, if you're a Western dude, you are a king anywhere around the world. This is why this passport bros movement is the future, bruv. It's going to change a lot of things, bruv. Wouldn't you agree, James?
I agree, but one thing I would say, right, is based on a lot of different races of women I've dealt with here in the UK, I've noticed, bruv, I feel like, I mean, this just is my opinion. I could be wrong about it. I feel like no matter the country, female nature is still the same. You know, that's not to say there aren't that more feminine than Western women. Of course, there are in it, but regardless, we need to vet women regardless of the race where they come from. We can't just think that we're gonna go to a different country or we deal with a foreign woman. It's gonna be like that easy. Again, there needs to be that vetting process. But the most important thing is we as men, we need to make sure our priorities are straight. We keep working on ourselves. Yeah, if I'm being honest.
That's a good point there. But when I look at my life, right, my parents have never gone through this kind of, horrible date scene. I mean, my mom is like this. My dad is a real masculine, solid dude. My mom never did, all this nonsense we're seeing right now. So feminism, right, and social media has, played a huge part as to why the dating scene is all messed up. And mixing sims as well, it's a whole different ball game, bro. You know, it's just a crazy
No,
world we live in right now.
you're
Go
right,
on,
innit?
bro.
This in this day and age we're in now, dating has been the most difficult ever in
Yeah,
humankind. I think so. You know, and who's to say it's probably going to keep getting more difficult in it moving forward. Um, hopefully it tailors off. It doesn't get any worse than it is now. Um, but that's why we need to improve our digital image. We need to work on everything in terms of cold approach and getting on the dating apps and stuff like that. We need to give ourselves leverage. We need to give ourselves as much leverage as possible. Um, yeah,
facts.
it's either that or you're gonna be left behind. If I'm being honest, you know. But the most important thing is you get your finances in order. Um, you're constantly working on improving your physical attraction. Keeping in good shape. You know, yeah. If I'm being honest.
And leave the country, but leave the West.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Definitely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. Um, you know, the West is only for financial purposes. If I'm being honest, that's all it should be for, isn't it? Nothing
Mm,
else. America, UK, Canada. Yeah.
facts. All right. So next question, bro. Okay, is how strong-willed are Barbados women, brother? Okay. Um, if we were to get our Barbados girlfriend and move to America or the UK, would she still stick to her Barbados customs, or she change to the liberal Muslim culture?
I think she would stick to her traditional ways. If I'm being honest, that's something you would have a conversation with her. And again, if this is going to be, the person you've been in a relationship for some time, you've went through the vetting process, you think she's the one, then you're gonna have this conversation with her, and then you give it time, you see how it goes, innit? Well, I would say us as men, bro, we need to always be in a position where we can, we have so many options, bro, that if things don't go well with the girl, it doesn't work out, you ain't got no problem leaving. That's my personal opinion. You know, no matter how long you've been with a girl, we gotta put ourselves in a position where it doesn't work out. You leave her on to the next one because she's gonna do it, bro. She's gonna do it. So you gotta be able to do it as well.
Facts,
If
facts,
if,
man.
I- if I'm being honest,
Um,
if I'm being honest.
mm. So, how conservative? So you mentioned that 60% of people in Barbados are conservative, 40% liberal. How conservative are the women, though, brother, in Barbados?
Um, yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, it's I would say it's a 50-50 in it. The thing is that looks can be deceiving. I feel like women are good at being great manipulators in it. A woman may seem to do certain things that are traditional and conservative, but maybe there's an agenda behind that. Maybe there's a some sort of gain to be made in the end. So she could maybe be putting on a front. I don't know, innit? It's I just feel like this day and age we're living in, bro, it's so hard to really, think, women are this when in reality they actually aren't. They're the complete opposite. Um, yeah, that's a tough one, bro, if I'm being honest.
Facts, facts, bro. So next one for you, brother, is did you come across rich women in Barbados, right? And do they like brothers, brother?
Yeah, I've come across quite a few. But one thing I've noticed about rich women, bro, is like there's just this arrogance about them, bruv. I don't know what it is, bruv. I don't know if it's
Mm,
like they probably see that they're maybe at a higher level than you, and yeah, it's like my way or the highway kind of thing. And if I'm being honest, bruv, I would avoid the rich women, bruv. Because they tend to be more on the older side, in the 40s, the 50s, and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It depends on what a brother wants, innit? For me personally, I just avoid the rich women. If I'm being honest.
facts, bro. I mean, I've been on dates with lawyers, doctors, and there's a sense of elitism and arrogance about them. They know about
Hmm.
their position, or I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I made this money, and I'm thinking, nah, bro, I don't want my life, man. I mean, your job doesn't make you. Your salary doesn't make you, bruv. Because at the end of the day,
Hmm.
right, everyone leaves this earth. And I
Yeah,
think women need to get that. Women don't understand it. Women believe that they'll be young forever. You know,
it's
women
funny. It's
believe
funny
that
you say that because yeah. it's funny you say that because a lot of women that are like that, I don't get why they would pursue a career over a family. You know, their main purpose is to be, you know, the caretaker of the family. You know, take care of the family. You know, cook, clean, do that stuff. You know, and it's like in this day and age, they prioritize a career over a family. You know, they go and work for a corporation that can sack them at any time. You know, it just baffles me, bro. Like, yeah. And then,
Yeah, it
you
does,
know,
man.
in
Hold
in
on.
in later
Hold
later in life, they think about having the family, but for a lot of them, it's too late, isn't it? So they end up having cats and dogs and living all the rest of their lives, miserable, I
no,
guess.
I think in terms of the family stuff, right? I'm at a point where you know if you're late 20s, early 30s, what can what can we do for you? I mean, I just
Mm,
can't do it, bruv. I can't
yeah,
date a late 20s chick or early 30s chick, man, because your
yeah.
prime years are 18 to
Over, yeah.
23,
Hmm.
24, right? And what were you doing in those prime years? And I'm not gonna take your baggage. I'm not gonna get a chick that's got wrinkles on her face because the younger she is, the better. We
Yeah,
like young, beautiful women, bruv. And women need to get
that's
that, bruv. So hold on,
that's
hold
the
on,
mindset. That's yeah, that's. Hmm.
hold on there, bro. So this idea that women can have it all, that the media pushes, the liberal magazine like Cosmopolitan, Vogue, all this garbage magazine that women can have it all, blah blah blah. It's all nonsense, man. Women need to understand that, right? We live in a capitalistic world. These corporations want you working to the very bone so you can make their money. And once you're done, they toss you away. People need to get that, bruv. The reason why they pander to women is to make money off women in huge amounts, right? Hold on,
Hmm.
bro. So if a woman was getting paid, like let's say 20K a month, right? Guarantee you she's blowing, right? 18K a month out of that money, bro. A man earning 20K a month, though, bro, right? A man
Hmm.
earning 20K a month, he's probably only going to grow like 5K a month, 4K a month.
Hmm. Hmm. No, you're right. You're right. Because women are more materialistic than men, isn't it?
hmm
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
You know, and another point I want to add in regards to capitalism and materialism, right? So you moved into a new flat, right? Okay, it's an empty flat. Most men, right, will get a couch, a wardrobe, and a cooker, right? And they're good with that, right? Got their laptops to watch whatever and be on the internet. Okay. However, bro, a woman that moves to a new flat is gonna get decorations, new curtains, get a big TV, get a shelf, get some odd looking merchandise, get a bunch of mats, get a bunch of lights all over the room, paint it. Bruv. There you go, bruv.
Oh, you lie, bro. The facts, innit? Oh man. But that shows how different, we are in it, guys and girls in it, and that's why for us guys, you know, women are more emotional than guys, isn't it? But guys think from a logical point of view, women they think more emotional, isn't it? Um,
Facts.
and that's why us as guys, once we have everything in order, throughout history, it's been proven that um, kings, sultans, they've had multiple partners. It's never been the other way around, in it,
Mm,
So that's why I always disagree with women. They try to act and feel like they need to be equal to the guy, in it. If a guy says, "Look, we can have multiple partners, but you can't," oh, why is that, in it? There needs to be equality in it. That's where this whole feminism nonsense came about, in it. To empower women and make women feel like they can be equal to men when they can.
facts, man. Absolute facts. No, I'll tell you this, right? Uh, I've had women come into my place, right, and tell me, "IP, where's the TV? You don't have a TV? I'm like, no, I don't need a TV. I got a laptop. And they'll look at me funny. I'm telling you, man, these
Oh my days,
BITCHs,
bro.
man, are something else, bro. Are something else, and
Unbelievable, man.
that's why most men hold crypto. Most men invest in stocks because when it's more logical and think about the future, when you think
Yeah.
about the now, blowing the bag, holidays, I'm telling you, bruv. All right, next question, brother, is I got a super chat here. Hold on. Shout out to Mr. Donovan Morrison for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you both for the support. The American influence is getting stronger in the West Indies due to proximity. Caribbean women are gorgeous. But would you say American influence is growing in Barbados?
Yeah, he's not lying. I'll be honest. I feel like it's growing there already. It's growing to the point where I feel like a lot of the girls, their behaviors are sort of like almost becoming common to American chicks, if I'm being honest, innit? Not all of them, but that I feel like that influence is slowly trickling in. Bro, I'll be honest, man. Like it's everywhere, bro. It's the Western influence is slowly trickling to every society on the planet, bro. Slowly but surely, if I'm being honest, you know.
Mm. Is that because of the YouTubes, just the
Yeah,
Instagrams, the
I
Twitters,
think
right?
social media has played a huge part in it. Um, you know, obviously, social media it's gotten to where it's gotten in the last 15 years or so. But growing up, you had like BET and all these channels, bruv, like, these rappers and, the influence they were carrying and bruv, like this thing started way, way back in the 70s and the 80s, if I'm being honest,
Mm.
Um and as the decades went on, it's only increased even more and more. Social media's it's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. Um,
This might sound crazy, right, brothers, right? But I feel like the only way to counteract the social media problem is a dictatorship. I'll keep it a stack, brothers, because it's these liberal, democratic countries or thinking, or governments that think democratically that have this problem, right? I personally feel like, you know, countries should start looking into dictatorship. If things get too bad, if men and women are against each other, I think dictatorship, can solve some of these problems. Where you should block, I keep it a step, or where you should block like some apps that are constantly putting images in your kids' minds. You know, China has blocked Facebook, China has blocked Instagram, and look how the Chinese move right now. They're on top of the world right now, brothers.
mhm.
This liberal democratic thinking democracy, I think in many cases is flawed. Do you agree with that, James?
I agree with it. I feel the conspiracy behind this is to bring America down. I think America is actually in a decline. You know, I
Mm,
heard someone once said that the U.S. government is a separate entity to America, so they don't have the American citizens' best interests. This is what I've been told, isn't it? And everything that's happening now in society is to ultimately bring the downfall of civilization, the American civilization. And it's going to start with the dollar, the American dollar. That's why we need to get into
mm.
crypto because I think fiat currency is gonna be gone in the near future, and they're gonna bring in CBDCs, digital currencies, and yes, now is the time, you know.
Facts. That's a great point there, bro. Because it feels like America is fighting against its own best interest in many cases. And I don't want to get too conspiracy theory here, but
Mhm.
I think it's all to do with a particular group that's behind it. I'm not going to say any names. I'm not going to address it. Next question. But brothers, do your research, brothers. One particular group of people, I believe, are running behind the scene and are purposely, controlling America, and at the same time ruining America on purpose. I look at who they are, their influence. I'm thinking, something ain't right here. Something ain't right here. Why am I seeing the same people in these positions saying crazy things? Nothing happens to them. But next question, brothers, do your research. Next question for you, brother, is what's Barbados religion, brother?
Oh, it's Catholic.
Majority?
Yeah, majority. Yeah, yeah. There's a very, very small percentage of Islam, Muslims, and other religions, but the majority is Catholic.
So the majority of women, brother, have a religion, right?
Yeah. Um, it's funny you say that because it's easy for one person to say they're religious, but do they actually practice it is another thing, isn't it? And I feel like
Mm.
um, a lot of people, women in particular, you know, they may say they're religious, but do they actually practice what they preach? It's another different scenario.
Facts, bro. Next question for you, bro, is social media. Now, is that a problem amongst Barbados women right now, bro? In your opinion?
I think it's slowly getting there. Again, we briefly discussed this, but yeah, it's I think it's getting to a point where like it can be a problem. I wouldn't say it is now, but it could potentially get there in the future, if I'm being honest.
Awesome. Okay, not awesome, but I see that as a placeholder. Um, Next question for you, bro, is Barbados women submissive and feminine?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah, yeah, 100%, yeah,
Wonderful, wonderful. So they're very girly, paint their nails, long hair, speak like woman,
yeah.
has squeaky noises. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually sound like women, brother. Obviously, but in the UK, right? These women sound like men, brother. Keep it a stack, right? They've got deep voices.
I know, isn't it?
But I'm like, I remember, brother, literally last week, right? I was in the bus, right, and there was this chick speaking, right? And I thought that was a man speaking. And it's a woman that has a deep voice, and and she was dressed quite feminine, but obviously, women in this country, they want to masculinize themselves, right? I'm thinking,
Yeah, I
why did she
know,
sound
I
like that,
know. Oh man, jokes, bro. Yeah,
bruv?
bro, man, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Here in the UK, it's crazy, bro.
America's even worse, bro. Go to New York,
Yeah.
go to
Oh yeah, definitely.
Baltimore,
Yeah.
go to Philadelphia. The chicks there sound like men, bro. Keep it a stack.
Oh my days,
Particularly,
bro.
particularly New York chicks, bro. They sound like men. I'm like, what is going on, bruv? Someone's behind this,
What, you
bro.
think New York is actually that bad?
New York is terrible, bruv.
Oh man, it's crazy,
New
man.
York is done for. New York is done for. You know, it's overly liberal. The women there sound like men. They act like men. It's over there for New York, man.
Would you say
Um,
New York is the most liberal state?
California. I would
California.
avoid any.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but I've had women from California like in the UK. It wasn't happening, bruv. I know how they get
Mhm.
down by 24, 23, body count over 150. Keep away from me. You buy a hazard.
Oh my days, bro. Damn, that's crazy.
So, next question for you, bro, is so when it comes to the clubs and bar scene, brother, um, what kind of women will we meet there, brother? Is it pros? Is it hoes? Or is it actual real nice women that are wifeable, bro? And keep it a stack here.
You're gonna meet the ordinary wifeable type of girls in it. The pros. Um, no, you ain't gonna see them in and around the clubs and the bars and stuff. Um, so yeah, I mean, it depends on what you want in it. But if you go to the areas where I recommended earlier to meet those type of women, that's what you're gonna get. But yeah, the pros, you're not gonna see them around those areas.
Okay. So the clubs and bar scene, right? Forget about meeting decent women there.
No, you can, innit? You can.
Okay.
Because the thing is like, you can find a chick that maybe she's just been divorced, she's just been out of a relationship, she sort of want to like, get over the situation, she's probably gonna go out with her friends, to have a good time. I wouldn't necessarily say every chick that goes to a club or a bar is not someone you would want to not get with in the future. I wouldn't say that. So it is possible.
Awesome, bro. Um, are there any club names you recommend that you like the most in
Uh,
Barbados?
so St. Lawrence Gap, that's where like all the bars and clubs, the majority of them are in it. That's like the spot. That's like the spot for like locals and tourists in it. That's the party area of the island.
Okay, thanks, bro. What about online dating in Barbados? How's that like, brother? Is that what apps did you use? How the women there? Break it down.
Tinder and Bumble. You can meet really good women on those apps. There's another one. What's it called? I think it was okay. Was it Okay Cupid? I think it was Okay Cupid, isn't it? Yeah, might be a different name, but yeah, those are the top three apps. You can get a lot of success on those.
And these are good women, brother, and not pros.
Yeah, those are good with Ralph. Yeah,
Awesome, bro. So next question for you, right, is are Barbados women materialistic?
some of them can be, if I'm being honest. I wouldn't say the majority, but again, it depends on you as a guy doing the vetting process and not leading with your wallet. Because again, like I said, if women, you give them an inch, they're gonna take a mile if they see the opportunity.
Okay, awesome, bro. Next question for you, brother, is tell me 5 things you love about Barbados women.
5 things. All right. I like that they like to take care of themselves. Yeah. Um,
What does
I
that
like
mean?
that
Is
they
that in terms of like they have their
in
own
ter-
money
in
or
in in
some
terms of
makeup?
the keeping fit, keeping themselves, classy and stuff. Um, I like that they like to cook and clean. Um, they're good dancers, I must say. You know, um, and yeah, they are amazing in the bedroom.
Wow.
Was
What about
that
five
five?
things? Go on, bro. You
No,
need
I was
2 more.
sorry. Go on.
No, you need 2 more.
Two more. Um,
Hmm.
they can be understanding. I would say, that's why I would say, us as men, we need to be clear on what it is we want, and we relay that to the girls in it. Um, and yeah, they're good listeners in it. Yeah.
What about 5 things you don't like about Barbados women?
Mm, some of them can be hot-headed, bruv. Like that's one thing I would say. They can be hot-headed. Um, Another one is they can be highly jealous as well. If I'm being honest. Um, but again, all of this boils down to how well you communicate. And you get what it is you want over to the minute. Um, what else? What else? I really can't think of anything else if I'm being honest that I don't like.
That's fine, bro.
Apart from
That's fine,
yeah,
bro. So, let me ask this now, bro. Cold approaching. Can we cold approach out there in Barbados, right? If so, how should brothers cold approach Barbados? What are your methods? What do you say to get a number? Break it down for us, bro.
yeah. So cold approach. If I'm being honest, right? Any girl you've seen attractive, yeah, you should be able to give yourself 3 seconds and walk up to her, introduce yourself, and you ask her out there and then, innit? But I always like to get a bit of indicators. I like to get like a bit of choosing signals and stuff. Eye contact is like the main one for me, innit? Um, so when you make me personally, when I make eye contact with a girl, if she breaks away first, that's an indicator for me to approach. She finds you attractive and she wants you to approach. So, I walk up and I just say, I thought I'd make it easier for you. Introduce myself, ask her name, and just ask her a couple of questions. Ask her about herself, how her day been going and stuff. I think when you do that, that gives you an indication of how much interest she has in you. Because then what happens? She would start asking you questions based on the questions you've asked her, innit?
Mm.
Um, I think we shouldn't. Um, we as men, we shouldn't try to make a girl high interest, if that makes sense, innit? Um, so yeah, I would do it that way, innit? I mean, guys got different ways of approaching, but that's my approach.
Do Barbados women cold approach men? Have you cold approach out there before
I've
by a
I've
Beijing
I've
chick?
I've, I've been cold approach from Beijing girls.
Okay. And
So it is
why
it
did they
is
cold
possible.
approach you?
It is.
And what
Sorry.
did they say to you? What did they say to you that made them
They
approach you?
just they most of the time they compliment you and say you're a handsome guy and obviously I'll keep it real, man. Women ain't really got game in it, but women they don't always they don't always want to show that they're thirsty or anything in it. That's why most of the time um eye contact is always um the number one go to for me in it. But yeah, they do approach. If you're attractive enough guy. That's why I say get in the gym. Make sure you dress well. You're well presented, and that makes it easier. If I'm being honest.
What do Barbados women find attractive in a man physically and personality wise, bro, mentally? From what you know, from what you've seen, from what you've experienced, bro, in your opinion.
Bruv, if I'm being honest, right, personality comes after. I think physical attraction is number one for women, bro. You know, I really think so, innit? You're in the gym, you're working out, you're wearing nice fitted clothes, you got nice faded haircut, the lineup is sharp, you smelling nice and stuff. Like I think that's that's the go-to, isn't it? I think so.
Okay, thank you, bro. Next question for you, bro, is how should men dress out there in Barbados, brother? To get women, in your opinion, do you come through wearing G-Unit sneakers, snapback, 4XL white tees, Echo jeans, Sean John jeans, gold teeth, gold chain, red bandana like Dipset from like a Cameron from Dipset, like a rapper, or do we come through a different way, brother?
Nah, bro, the 2000s are over now, man. Nah, I mean, bro, if I'm being honest, obviously it's a hot country. Um, a nice button down short sleeve. Um, some nice shorts. Either jeans or chinos or just normal dress pants in it, shorts. Um, loafers is starting to become really popular amongst the guys now, isn't it? If I'm being honest. Um, you can sneakers aren't too bad, innit? But again, you wanna be different in it. You don't want to look like every guy in it. You want to be able to still have like a classy James Bond type of look in it. I think as men, that should be the go to in it. We need to be able to appeal to all women and not being like a clique. A small group of women. We should be able to attract most women and not just a small group, if that makes sense.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
So I'd say, yeah.
So, how is nightlife in general, brother, in terms of like entertainment, the music they play, the vibes? Is it vibrant or dead in Barbados?
It's vibrant. It's vibrant. It's vibrant. Um, Again, almost every day of the week you can go to the area I told you about, and there's events
Mm,
going on. Um, there's always something going on.
awesome. So, I know you centered the stream around capital, right? Are there any other cities that Actually, did I mention this before? I think I did. Sorry, bro. I think I did. Um, done that one. So, N-word use, brother. Do do Barbados people use the N-word? In some of like
No,
the hip hop way towards themselves or Westerners.
no, no. I find the N word use is more of an American thing. I've even noticed it here in the UK. A lot of brothers they don't really use it that like that in it. I mean, yeah, it's not a problem in Barbados now. No one uses it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Um, are there any dangers to be aware of in Barbados?
no, it's safe. It's safe, particularly for tourists.
Okay. Should we only stay in resorts area, or can we actually stay in places that are not resorts? Would you recommend? Doesn't matter.
I would recommend staying mostly in resort areas, but again, you can feel safe going to the town center and other places of interest. Shouldn't be a problem. Obviously, avoid you know the certain areas you're not supposed to go to, but yeah.
Okay. Are there any areas if you can remember that brother should avoid going to?
um I mean, so it's like, you go to certain areas, where it's recommended, but then, there are some areas that, people would recommend you not to go to. So then obviously you try to avoid those areas that, are recommended not to go to. You should be fine.
Awesome, awesome, bro. Um, And last question, brother, is should brothers travel alone or in a group to Barbados, and tell us why?
I think either way is okay. Uh, I would recommend if you really want to get a good experience to go by yourself, innit? Because then you're open to meeting new people, and then maybe people can recommend you to go different places. As opposed to maybe if you go in a group, yeah, I guess it's kind of limited, so to speak. I don't know.
Awesome. Awesome, man. Thank you, Mr. Jams, for the great breakdown there, bro. Let's get some callers in the last 10 minutes as we're almost at the 2 hour mark. Appreciate you, Jams.
No worries, mate.
Brothers, okay. So, brothers, we'll be dropping the explicit version next week, okay, on Patreon. So go and check that out, man. That's even more raunchy, more insight into the freaky nature about Barbados chicks, okay? So if you have any questions, right, please call in now, okay? If you can't call in, hit your questions in the PayPal donation and super chat. So call in, okay? Hold on,
IP
brothers.
gonna run and get some water quickly, yeah?
No problem, no problem.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Okay, so brothers, all right, here's a link in the live stream chat. Great light stream. Let me also, what's it called? What's it called? Let me also go to PayPal, check that again. Got support brothers, man. A new country, new vibes, new classics, man. I got to support what I'm doing, brothers. Man. It is 3:30 a.m. in the UK. Back to back late live streams, man. Please appreciate the hard work I do for you, brothers. A lot of hard work, man. It ain't easy, brothers. So support with what you can. That'd be greatly appreciated. So let's get cracking, man. Hold on real quick.
I'm back, IP.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. Let me just log in PayPal real quick. We have a caller. Yes, we do. We got a caller, Mr. JM in the background. Turn your camera off, JM. That'd be great. Yes, you did. Thank you, bro. Give me a second, JM. Let me just get something done real quick, brother. Okay. All right. Shout out to Mr. Shinobu. Appreciate you, Shinobu. Okay. For the £2 PayPal donation. Thank you, bro. Much appreciated. He says here, I agree with what Indo said. When the average woman no longer wants the average man, then society begins to collapse. That's facts, bro. There's only so much leveling you can do as a man. I agree with that, bro. I mean, it comes to a point where you've reached a limit. Like I've said, right, brothers, right? In life, someone will always be doing better than you, make more money than you, be taller than you, be bigger than you, stronger than you. And it comes to a point where you've reached your peak, bruv, right? These chicks, right, want the absolute best. And there's a point where you tell her, listen, man, I'm done what I can. I'm in IT. You either take me as you can or you leave, The average woman, right, needs to be with the average man. High value woman should be with high value men. What's happening is that, average women want the top dudes. Okay. And that's why a small amount of dudes right now are juggling many women, and there's no woman left for the average man. Average man becomes frustrated, starts paying for OF, wants that female interaction because, we're human beings, man. Okay. We need to have intimacy and connection with the opposite sex. It's where we're coded, right? Wouldn't you agree, brother?
Yeah, definitely, IP. I would agree 100%, man. That's why we need to constantly be working to be the best person that we can be, innit?
Yeah, and that's the point there, that we can be. There's a point where, brother, right, you're gonna get tired, you got enough certs, you've worked hard enough, you're thinking like, F it, man, let me enjoy my life, bruv. I can't be all working myself for these women, man, just for women. Life is short, bruv. Life is short, bruv. You're only young once, bruv.
Nah, facts, man. Facts, innit?
And there was a time in my life where women were just on my head all the time, bruv. But I thought to myself, bruv, you ain't gonna live forever, man. Do what you can, be happy with yourself, and
Hmm.
meet the woman that's happy with that, as to how you are, bruv. And it definitely won't be a Western demon. I'll tell you that, bruv.
Fast, bro. Bro, I'll be honest with you, man. I don't take no chick seriously, bro. Even a woman that appears to me to be as feminine and sweet, bro. You know, I don't care how long it takes, but because one thing I've noticed, bro, is when you do the vetting process, a lot of guys they get this wrong, bro. The vetting process is a year to 2 year process, bro. 2 years is the minimum that you should take to really see a woman's true color, bro. Look at what's his name, Logan Paul. Look at the situation he's in it.
Mm.
With that chick. After months of dating her, he didn't vet her properly, and now he's starting to see what she's really like, bro. Her history has been, coming to light, bro. And I know deep down inside he's feel really bad about the situation in it, but he's gonna act like it's not a problem or whatever in it. And this is the mistake a lot of guys make, bro. They don't vet these women long enough in it. It's a year to 2 year process.
Facts. Absolute facts, man. All right, let me bring in Mr. Jam in the background. What's going on, Mr. JM?
Hey, IP. I'm not sure if you noticed, but that was me who sent the PayPal
Yes.
comment, right? So I mean, that's just intertwined, right? Two monikers, it doesn't matter. But I actually I have a little gripe with you, just a little bit, right?
Yep.
I know that you get more of the contribution, right, when we get through PayPal, right? But I'll be honest, right? The incentive is to do the super chat because it always takes you forever to read the PayPal comment.
Sorry.
I'm just saying, look, I understand. I want to make sure you get the most money you can, right, when we contribute. But it's like, after a while, I'm just saying, if I want my comment to be read faster, I kind of know what I need to do. And I don't want to necessarily do that because I know you get like 55%, right, if it's through Super Chat. And I don't want to necessarily support YouTube for obvious reasons. So I'm just saying, I'm just saying.
Yeah, sorry, but normally I get like a ping my phone as soon as possible, but it's not happening in the past couple of days. I don't know why it's doing that. So I need to fix that. And yeah, but continue doing what you're doing, brother. I'll get that fixed. No worries, bro.
All right, but actually it ended up working out for me because that was actually what I wanted to talk about. I know this is a Barbados stream, but I've been listening to the stream for the past hour, and it seems you guys talked about this quite extensively. So I don't think this would stray too much for the topic for me to talk about this. I'm glad that you agreed with my comment because it sounded like earlier when you said you addressed I think it was Indo's comment, and he said something about like the women making $1 million and they can do it easily. And you kind of were lambasting him for his comment, but I kind of agree. I mean, the reason why we are passport bros in essentially really is to go to a place because the women essentially are, I mean, they're worse here, but let's just say that they were on top and they were in shape, right? The women are essentially the same anywhere. I mean, what men want from women is very basic, right? What women want from men is ridiculous, right? So really the reason why we end up traveling abroad, right, is to find women, right, that meet our standards, that have lower standards. I mean, that's really the truth, because eventually this whole idea of like now, I mean, look, I'm just saying for me personally, I have the 6'6", man. I'm 6'2", I'm in shape, I make well over six figures, and I'm under 30, and I still have issues I don't have issues getting the women, but I have issues getting the women to cooperate. Right. And I have the 6'6". I mean, if we're talking about statistics wise, I'm a top 1% dude in America, and I'm having issues. So if you're in the top 1% like me and you're having issues for getting women to behave, then I mean, come on, like there's really so much you can do. And then I know you're talking about men saying that men need to act better, but I can't control the men. I can only control myself. And the men, and as much as we can say, all right, don't do this, don't do that, don't whatever, they're going to still do it. They're going to do it because these men are lonely and they haven't had any affection from a woman ever. So they're just going to do it. I mean, I of course I want them to stop. If I can mind control them, I would. But I don't have that ability. I'm not Superman, right? So we can only do what we can do. So when we're saying the whole, grind mindset, get better, I am literally 6'2". I'm well in good shape. I work out 2 hours a day. I make well over six figures. I'm in the top 3% in terms of income. How much better do I need to do?
Facts. What's your thoughts about that, Jams?
Nah, that's a good point, isn't it? I mean, that's what I'm saying. We need to constantly be in abundance because we're gonna come across these type of women where they're gonna just do whatever is in their best interest in it, you know. So when we meet these type of women, sayonara, see you later, on to the next one, innit? It's that simple, innit? We just need to constantly be in abundance, That's the only way to combat that situation. If I'm being honest, you know.
But
We
I
need.
did have a question for you, James. I did have a question for you because it sounds. Look, I think you and IP and we think very alike, but there's just certain qualms that I have that I don't have a solution for. It seems like you just want to play the field, right, forever. Like, what happens if you want kids? Eventually, you have to choose a woman, right? When you say that you're not taking any girl seriously, are you just going to be a bachelor for the rest of your life? I mean, is that your
No,
plan?
but what I'm saying is like if eventually if you vet enough women, you will find that one, innit? It's just unfortunate that it's gonna take some time, bro. Because what you don't want is that you think you found that one woman, and then you marry, you get the kids, and then she just wake up one day and that's it, boom. She divorced. Take half of your stuff, half of your money, take the kids, and you're gonna be depressed and yeah. Unfortunately, this is where we're living in now. These are the times we're living in now, isn't it? This is how it is, and this is the solution to that. you know we need
Yeah,
we need to date multiple women until we think we found that one. Which even then, you can't be 100% certain, bro, because again, women are promiscuous.
Yeah, I agree with you on the marriage thing because, unfortunately, with the whole marriage contract, there's no grandfather clause. So, like for example, if you got married in the '70s, right, you were assured at that time that if your wife cheated on you, she got nothing. I mean, this back in the '50s and '60s, right? People used to
The
hire.
laws are different now. The laws are changed, isn't it? It's
That's
different
my
now.
point. That's my
Yeah.
point. So if they change the law, they can change the law tomorrow and say that your wife can have multiple husbands, and
But
you're like,
but
well,
it's
I got
it's
married.
always the problem is it's always going to be in a woman's favor. That's the problem. You know.
Yeah,
Remember they want to keep this whole feminism ideology going, bro, and that's one of the ways to keep it going. These marriage laws. Unfortunately,
yeah, agreed. I just don't think marriage is just. I just think it's not worth it because, like I said, they can change the laws.
because I believe as a man now that's built himself up to where he's at now, to have a woman come and take half of everything, bro. I don't think that's right, bro. I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
I agree. It's definitely not right, man. And it makes no sense how just being in a relationship entices you to half the man's assets. That makes no sense. Based on what? So if a man has 100 million in his account, right, she deserves 50 million just for being his wife. Makes no sense.
See, that's not even my problem with it, right? Because I mean, it's definitely that's bad, but at least you know that going in. My problem is whatever convoluted law they make after you get married. There's no grandfather clause. If they make a law tomorrow saying your wife can have multiple husbands, and if you divorce her, you're screwed. There's nothing you can do about it. Even though when you got married, that you had no idea that could be the case. So when people got married in the '70s, right, they were married under the insurance that if their wife committed fidelity, she got nothing. But then no fault divorce came in the late '80s, thanks to Ronald Reagan, and now, yeah, your wife can just cheat and she's still entitled to your stuff. That wasn't the case before. So you have no idea what the marriage laws are going to be in 2030 and so on. So it's not even just that. I mean, yeah, the laws are ridiculous now, but at least you're aware of that. We don't know what the laws are going to be in the future, and there's no grandfather clause for marriage.
If the laws get worse in the future, bro, okay, I think it's done on purpose to stop people from marrying. Because I can't really see, many men getting married if they say women can have multiple men, and if you divorce her, you're screwed. Men just won't get married. There won't be any families. So that's a point where the powers that be really want to run this country to the ground, right, and make relationship between men and women worse as it is right now. Okay,
You hit
that's
it on
my
the
opinion.
nail.
If I look, yeah, go on.
No, I was gonna say you hit it right on the head.
Facts. I
Definitely.
think
Yeah.
you gotta understand, brothers, right? Every country, right, is ran by a small elite group of people. Don't think that Joe Biden's actually running America or Rishi Sunak runs the UK. Okay, they answer to big bankers, big media executives, people that you never even heard of, that have crazy amounts of money, that lobby these people in power. They're the ones that set the agenda as to how countries should be. So if, for example, right, the powers that be want to make the West even worse than it is and push out a law such as women can have multiple husbands, they're doing that on purpose to stop, any sort of, marriage between men and women, to stop the population rate, make men and women hate each other. It's all being done on purpose, bro. It's all being planned.
Yeah,
This,
I
this
mean,
is
I'm well
why.
aware of that. Yeah, go ahead.
This is why, right? I am pushing back against Western ideology. This is why I support a certain country in a certain war. I'm not going to say it explicitly, but I think y'all can get the gist. This is why I support BRICS. Western ideology at this point is demonic, borderline demonic, brothers. Go on, bro.
100%. 100%.
I think we're all aware about what's happening here. It's more so about what are we going to do about it. That's really what it is. We're all aware of this because clearly, I think they're doing this for depopulation. That's what I think, and it's apparent at this point. But what can we do? I mean, so at this point, we're going to flee. We'll see what happens afterwards. We'll see. If enough people do this, right, then there might be action, right, to help to try to mitigate this or do something in regards to that. Because like I was more so open to getting married in a different country. But now, like I said, I'm not so sure because once you sign that contract, like I said, they can change the laws, whatever. Like imagine right now, if you get married in another country, the laws don't apply here. But what happens if they change that? So there's just certain things I have to think about, and it just makes me very hesitant to gain any long-term commitments with any woman. So I'm kind of like on James' side, but it's like, am I gonna live like a bachelor for the rest of my life? I mean, yeah, I'm young now, so that sounds okay for now. But in my 40s,
Unfortunately, we need to adapt to the times, bruv. And if it means, the whole aspect of dating and relationships needs to be different from what it used to be, then that's what we need to do, bruv, at the end of the day. Because it's our mental health we need to, take care of as well, if I'm being honest, Um,
well, the good
I can speak from past relationships, bruv. Women can be cutthroat, bruv. Women can be cutthroat. Again, they're gonna do what's in their best interest. They don't care about how you feel about a situation that's happened with them. If they're gonna step up, they're gonna. That's what, bruv. I don't. When I get with a chick, bruv, I don't worry or care about who else she's seeing. Just let's keep it real, innit? A woman is never really, even a woman that says she's single, bruv, she's never not seeing anyone, bruv. She might say she doesn't have a boyfriend, but it doesn't mean she's not seeing anyone. She's seeing someone, bruv. You know, that's
yeah,
just the reality, innit?
it's funny you say that because I remember when I was young, I was in these pickup communities, right? And they would mention about when how to skirt the boyfriend question. Like if a girl said she had a boyfriend, and in reality, if she liked you better than the boyfriend, right, then you can skirt that. And that's kind of your point right there, where you're saying essentially they have someone, but if they like you better, then
Then
they'll end
yeah,
up.
innit? That's what I'm saying, innit? So you make yourself the best you can, and then for whatever reason, she thinks she's found a better guy. You let her go, innit? And you just replace her, innit? She's replaced you. You've replaced her. You know, unfortunately.
I also
Uh,
agree with you on the looks thing that you said earlier. Essentially, girls have like I call it the ABC categories, right? The alpha, beta, and then I'm not sure if I can say this word, but I'll say CUCK category. Essentially, the alpha is when the girl finds you attractive and just your looks does it for her, and she'll let you get the box just for that. Beta means that she can see herself being with you, but your looks isn't enough in order for her to give you the box. You have to provide something else. So I call it like the beta boyfriend, stuff like that. You give her gifts, you spend time with her, something like that. And then the CUCK category, the C category, is
Yeah.
when the girl will never get with you, but she will use you until you wisen up, or if you don't wisen up, then you'll just be the guy best friend for the rest of your life. And that's really how women put you in the categories. Men have categories too. We have the whole the wife and everything else, but that's how women operate, is ABC.
I think physical attraction is more important than status and money. I think so. You know.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Like, you know, how do you? So I remember I was telling my friend this, right? He kept saying, right, the best way to get women is by saying, okay, she's got a nice personality. So when you cold approach her, tell her she has a nice personality, right? But then I told him, right, when you cold approach a woman, right, are you gonna tell her, hey, I cold approached you because you have a nice personality? How do you know she has a nice personality, bro? You cold approach her because you found her physically attractive.
Attracted.
So physical attraction, right, gets you in the door. You need to be physically attracted to her and for her to you. Without that, a marriage or relationship won't work out. Without a single doubt, bro. All this crap about women saying, oh, it's all about personality or about the heart. It's all BS, bro. They don't want to break your heart, bro. Women are great liars and they are cutthroat. Two more points to add up here, right? Muslim countries, right, have it set in stone, bruv. I don't agree with everything they do, but the way they run their countries, Islam being first, men dominate their country, they have successfully pushed out feminism, and this obviously women do cheat in Islam countries, right? They cheat everywhere, but the way that the laws benefit men in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Dubai, it is what we need, bruv. So all hope is not lost, right? If you're a Muslim man, for that matter. Number two, right? It's very important that men protect their assets. What does that mean? Prenup. You and her gotta sign a prenup. If she ain't signing a prenup, don't marry her, bruv. Do not marry her. Okay? I don't care how it sounds. I don't care, if there's a problem there. Don't wife her up. Number two, don't tell her all your assets. Okay? Your stocks, your 401k, your crypto. Don't tell her about it, bruv. If you're gonna divorce her, she's coming after that too, bruv. Don't tell her everything. Lie to your woman, bruv. No, I'm not, brother. Lie to your woman, bruv. Lie to her, bruv. It's war here,
100%.
bruv.
100% agree, IP.
I'm going to touch on that a little bit, just because I have experience with this, right? My sister's she was actually a divorce attorney, right? So she knows a good deal about this because this is literally her profession. What I will say is, I'm not sure about the UK, right? It might be different in the UK, but in the US, prenups are not worth the paper they're printed on. I mean, you can use it as a test to see how she'll respond, right? But in reality, the judge can throw it out for any frivolous reason. I mean, literally, the girl could say she was signing under duress. Like, let's say you say to the woman, sign this or I'm not marrying you. That's a reason for them to throw out the prenup in the US.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, you can look it up. So, I mean, I personally wouldn't do the whole prenup thing. The second thing I want to touch on is about the lying, right? And hiding your assets. At least in the US, I'm not sure how it is in the UK, right? I don't know UK laws, but at least in the US, you do that, you get caught, you will be thrown in prison. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. I mean, unless you are very skilled, right? With essentially, unless you do crypto, right? If you do anything where there's any way they could find out you had assets, we're talking about even 10 years after the fact, right? They found out you had your assets, you thought you were good to go. 10 years after the fact, they found that out. You can go to prison. They could take all your stuff and strip that away from you. So personally, for me, I just don't get married in the West. I mean, it's just they keep trying to find ways. Like essentially, you'll find a loophole, and then someone will utilize that loophole, and then quickly the government will close that loophole up. There's no way to get out of it, and if you do find it, you'll be the one and only, and they'll close that up real quick.
Wow. So I think we did a stream on the Passport Bro show a couple of weeks ago, right? And in many cases, you got to put stuff under your mother's name or your dad's name or your sibling's name, so you can't get. So if you buy a property, right, you buy it in your brother's name, because it's in your brother's name, she can't take that in a divorce.
Like Hakimi.
Yeah.
That's one of the only ways you can skirt that system. But you have to have real trust in your family to do that. I mean, your family can.
Absolutely, bruv. I love my parents, bruv. I'm happy to put many things in their name, bruv. You know, at this point, right, you have to trust someone in this world eventually, right? You can't. No man is an island. You know, you can't be paranoid every time. Oh, do I trust that? Do I trust that, bruv? You know, it is what it is, man. Obviously, but the person, you know, how close you are with that person. I mean, I love my parents. You know, I can tell them, listen, I'm gonna put this in your name, and they know, you know, just how terrible these women are in the West, man. They know. I tell them every day. We speak every day about this stuff, man. They see it in their own personal lives, bruv. So they get me, brothers. You know, brothers gotta
IP.
start thinking like that, bruv. Go on, bro.
So I was gonna say about the prenup. Yeah, you mentioned about the prenup. I've actually heard. I don't know how true it is, but there's a way around the prenups. I don't know if anyone wants to elaborate on that, but I've heard that there is a way around the prenups. That women would be able to gain access to your finances after the divorce. I've heard.
Yeah, that's what I was just touching on. I'm not sure how it is in the UK, but in the US, yeah, there's plenty of ways, and there's plenty of examples you can look up and document. I'll even email it to you, IP. There's plenty of examples of them getting around. I mean, literally, like I said, there's an example of a woman saying that she signed under duress. In other words, the guy said, "Sign it, I won't marry you," obviously, and that was a reason to destroy the prenup. I mean, that's where we. So I mean, just don't get married in the West. I mean, that's just the way I see it. There's no way
But
around.
how can they prove that though? That she was on the duress. She could lie that happened. She could. A man tells her, okay, sign the prenup. She signs it, and then but she lies in court that she was under duress. How can she prove that, bro?
You could say the same thing about SA, right? How can they prove that, right? The woman says this, the man says that, yet the man still gets put in prison anyway. I mean, that's the same thing.
Mm.
Wow.
Do you know what, man? I think equality is a flawed concept. In my opinion, brothers, I really do feel so, particularly between genders. You know, this is a problem. You know, this equality stuff that they're pushing out, diversity, equity, and inclusion, is having more problems than benefits. Because there's no way a man should be faring for his life, for his assets, for his well being. You know, in a marriage, bruv.
Hmm.
Marriage is supposed to be sanctity. You know, man and woman get together forever, and that's it. For us to be living in fear about getting married, something ain't right there, brothers. Something ain't right, man. You know, and this is all being done in the name of equality. If that's the case, I don't think equality is the way forward. I am pro dictatorship. I'll keep it that, brothers.
Yeah,
This
I
ain't
agree.
happening. This ain't happening in a dictatorship, brothers. It really isn't.
No, I was
If
just going to
if a
second what you
if a
said.
woman if a, I was just gonna say if a woman truly 100% loves you, then marriage doesn't matter. That's my opinion.
Mm.
And for that reason, that's why I'm not getting married. I don't think I ever will.
Yeah, what I was going to say, IP, is I completely second what you're saying. I mean, so this is what I find hilarious, right? It's just the hilarity of it all, right? They say, right, they want equality, they want to make as much money as men, right? But then when they do make as much money as men, they're like, oh, I can't find any eligible men. It's like, what did you think was going to happen when you make? It's the most stupidest thing. Like when you think about it, it's like, okay, so you're saying you want the equality. They talk about the wage gap, right, which is really just an earnings gap. But they say, oh yeah, we're not making as much money as men. But then when you do, you say there's no eligible men because you want men to make more money than you. I mean, literally one. I mean, these are mutually exclusive concepts. You can't have both. But this is what they. This is what they it's a bizarre world. And unfortunately, this is what it is. I mean, this is the last thing I'll say, and it touched up on what you guys talked about earlier, right? Women are emotional creatures. We know this. I mean, not everyone, but right, but the overall majority of women are emotional creatures, right? When you give them the same legal authority, right, as men, it's kind of like, and I hate to say this, but it's really the truth. It's like imagine giving children, right, the same legal authority, right, as adults, and see the world we would get in. It would be messed up. It would be screwed over. I mean, you would have children saying that we should have ice cream every day and should be free, right? But that's kind of what we did once we gave women, right, the same legal authority as men. It's like that when responsibility and authority are not equivocated, right, then you have chaos, and that's what's happening here. Because it's like just this is my last point. I don't want to go on too long, but it's like when you have essentially women. The reason why you said before about if women make 20K, they'll spend 18K of it. The reason why they do that is because they always expect a savior to come by. We know that no one's going to save us, right? If you squander your earnings, we know no one's saving us, right? You have maybe your family, and that's about it. Your family, maybe your friends might help you a little bit, but if they don't help you, you are going on the street, right? But women always feel like they have someone to save them, and that's because for the most part they do. If a man won't save them, the government will. But you, like I said, I mean, you have a child, right? If a woman has a child, she can't pay for a child, she gets assistance from the government. You have a child, you can't pay for the child, you go to jail. That's the difference.
Facts.
A woman, I was just going to say, I personally believe a woman can never truly love a man. She can only respect him. That's my personal opinion. She can love herself, she can love her kids, but you know, us men, we are replaceable, so she can never truly love us, and she can only respect us.
Thanks.
Wow. A tough conversation here, but it's definitely needed. Definitely needed. Yeah, flipping heck, man. I was going to say something. I think, right, we have a huge problem, you know, in our school systems, university, colleges, high schools, where the brainwashing and the indoctrination, you know, is definitely playing a huge part in this. You know, when I speak to the young mentees that I'm mentoring right now, you know, when we go to feminist classes, women are taught feminism in every part of the curriculum, in maths, English, science, you know, men this, men that, you know, all this brainwashing, bruv. And going into the workforce with that kind of mentality or in relationships, it's bound to be a recipe for disaster, man. I don't know the solution. The only solution I know is get a passport, man. You know, and just hope that these foreign countries, you know, see just how degenerate the West is, you know, and keep to their culture and customs, man. And is marriage even the best thing, you know, going forward? Why can't you be boyfriend, girlfriend forever? You know, if you truly love each other, why can't you just be boyfriend, girlfriend, have kids? Why does marriage have to be, you know, set in stone to secure that love?
It's to protect the woman. That's the reason why. Because you can love her now while she's young, but then when she loses her youth, are you going to stay? That was the whole point of marriage originally. But now it's so tipped to the other side where it's like, okay, the men don't feel the need to marry anymore. But that was the whole point, was to essentially secure the woman, because once she got old, you know, like I'll give you an example of my own film. My father, right? He got married again. He had me at 45. And when he had his first wife was, I believe, 2-3 years older than him. But then he married my mom, who, when he was in high school, she was just being born. Right? Men can do that, you know what I mean? Women can't. So that was the whole purpose of marriage, to protect the woman when her youth fades.
Well, guess what? Women got to take that L. Women have to take that biological L, bruv. That's the way the world is. It's the way God made things, man. And F you if you're mad. You know, sometimes, man, you know, people just have to like accept reality for what it is. Like I told my friend this the other day, right? You notice how women are still gushing over old men like Idris Elba, George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Denzel Washington, but no young man gushes over Angela Bassett, you know, Helen Mirren, you know, all these old ASS actresses. Why is that? Because, you know, older men are biologically seen as more attractive to women, and older women are seen as horrible and ugly to younger men. That is biology, bruv. And brother, despite the fact that we live in a very liberal world right now in the West, right? Who is liberal? Even Hollywood, right? All these young actresses, all these young reporters, they're always gushing over Idris Elba, Brad Pitt, and these are dudes in their 50s, right, or late 40s. But notice how the young men in Hollywood ain't gushing over these old women. Come on, brothers, man. Just accept how biology is. Stop fighting against it, bruv. And it will
Well,
accept it, and it will just it will make everything better, bruv. Women are so delusional, bruv.
IP, I want you to touch on something real quick because I've been talking about this with my brother. I've been noticing a trend where I've been seeing these young, like Hollywood celebrities, influence. Logan Paul's another example of this, where they marry women that are older than them, and it's like, why is this? Like, I have an idea. I mean, I have a harebrained idea. Actually, it's really my brother's idea that I kind of agree with him on. But it's like we're seeing this more and more about these men that are marrying women that are older than them. And it's like, why is that happening so much?
Because right, Jams, how long do you have left? Jams, sorry, brother, we're 25 minutes over. I apologize, but I just noticed. Do you want to leave now, Jams, or do you want to stay on, brother? Sorry, I just
No,
noticed.
it's calm, innit? Yeah, man. I'm feeling the combo, innit? So it's fine.
Okay, awesome. Let me know if you're tired, bro. So I'll tell you why that's happening, bro. The young woman, 21, 22, 23, brothers, right, are so high maintenance, right, and have a high requirement, okay, to the point where men that are around their ages or a bit older than them can't take it anymore, bruv. Come and deal with a 21-year-old woman from England right now, and Jams can confirm, right? She is walking around thinking that she's the hottest thing around. Ain't that right, bro? The arrogance, the rudeness, the princess syndrome that these Western chicks that are 21, 22, 23 are walking around with. Not even rich younger guys want them, bruv. But the older women are more humble, because guess what? They've reached their peak. They've passed their peak years. They're getting older and uglier. They will settle for anything, you know. So that's why JM, that's happening, bro. You know,
Really?
these younger women, right? This is my personal opinion, are just too high maintenance to handle, bro. Right? The average man wants, a woman to just, be quiet, make my life easy, okay, and that's it, bruv. So if you have an older woman that's offering that, but a younger woman isn't offering that, she's high maintenance, she wants this, she wants that, she's constantly bugging you. I think the average guy's gonna go for an older woman, bruv. You better stack. But this is all me speaking in Western terminology, brothers. This isn't happening obviously abroad, but in the West, right? Young women in the West, right, are just deplorable, to keep it a stack. Let me bring in Jams. What's your thoughts about that, Jams?
Nah, yeah, man. I agree, innit? I agree, bro. You know, I feel like feminism has been the problem for where we're at now in society, innit? And you know, Rob is either gonna tailor off or it's gonna get worse. It's not gonna get any better, at least anytime soon, innit? You know, that's why we need to adapt. You know, we need to constantly be making sure, we our finances are in check, and you know, we're not left behind, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'll be
Facts.
honest, man. I'll be honest. I'm not sure if I agree with that. I think that's true for the average man, or even the average top man. Like, I'm not gonna say top man like myself, but I'm pretty up there, right? But I'm talking about, this is like Logan Paul. He's a 0.00001% man. I mean, any woman would want to be with him, right? I
But young
personally think,
women,
But the problem with him is he doesn't understand female nature. That's why he's in the position he's in. He has the money, he has the status, but there's no way he should be in the position he's in with this female.
I just think they're pushing an agenda. I personally think that's the case, because every time I see this type of relationship where I see a younger man marrying an older woman, there's always some deplorable stuff happening behind the scenes. Like, for example, D Wade, when he married Gabrielle Union, right? I'm like, why would he marry a woman almost a decade older than him? And then I see all the stuff that's happening now and all the rumors that's coming out with him. And if you know D Wade, you can look it up, right? And it's like, okay, maybe that's the reason why, because that woman is willing to hide his secrets. And every time I see that, it's like, okay, maybe they're just doing deplorable stuff behind the scenes, and these women know to play a certain role in order for them to do that. And I think the powers that be are trying to push an agenda. Every time I go to Snapchat, I always see this weird, sick thing where you see this young man dating a woman that's like 2 decades older than him, and they're trying to normalize it. Like, I personally think they're just pushing this. There's no way that these men are just. I think that they are on the outside, right? They're quote unquote dating, and yeah, they might even get intimate with these women. But there's no way that that's the only woman they're dealing with. They're dealing with other women on the side. These women know this, but they're pushing an agenda. That's personally what I think. It's just like when rappers get in the game, and after a while, the rappers got to push the rainbow stuff, right, in order to stay in the game. Otherwise, they'll get pushed out. I
No,
think it's. I don't
you
think
could be
it's.
right. You could be right. I think so.
No, yeah. I think you definitely got a point there, JM. This is definitely agenda driven. Again, they're trying to remold traditional roles, brother. Everything traditional, they want to move it out and remold it, bruv. Okay, and this is why I'll keep it a stack, man. I used to be very liberal back in the day, bruv. I was pro Black Lives Matter. I was pro all the liberal stuff. I was pro, man. Be free, do what you want to do. But I started getting more awake. I'm thinking, this ain't right, bruv. This ain't right. Because I was thinking, right, you know, these people will push out Black Lives Matter, right? They'll push out BLM, Black this, Black that. But the root of Black people's issues, in my opinion, is because our homeland, Africa, is dysfunctional. We don't have, big Black countries backing us up here in the West, in America, in the UK, right? And that's one of the reasons why the Asians do very well. The Koreans, Japanese, Indians, they got powerful countries that are backing them, that they also have access to wealth to. We don't have that, you know? I've always said this, right? You know, a lot of the disrespect that we get, the unfortunate deletions of innocent Black men is because we have no power. They don't fear us, bruv. They don't fear us on an economic scale, or on a social scale, and on a political scale. There's no repercussions for deleting an innocent brother in the street, right? I guarantee you, right? They delete a Chinese guy, an Arab guy from Saudi Arabia. There's someone's gonna pay for that, brothers. Someone is going to definitely pay for that.
Can I touch on that quickly, IP?
Of course, hold on, bro.
Oh,
The
sorry.
weak people, right? The weak people will always get targeted. The powerless, in my opinion, will always be targeted. That's why I don't believe in all this, diversity and inclusion, liberalism, equality. If you're weak, right, you will get targeted. And unfortunately, we as Black men, we are at a very weak state right now. Go on, James.
No, I was gonna say. So there's a British rapper. He got killed. About a year ago.
Deleted,
Yeah, deleted.
deleted.
Sorry. Um, Chris Cabba, I think his name was.
Yep.
Yeah, and obviously, situation happened. Officers going to trial and stuff. I think nothing's gonna come of it. I think, you know, based on what I've seen happen in the past, um, you know, I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm more leaning towards, him being acquitted. You know, and that's just gonna continue the cycle of, nothing is being done. When these type of things happen to us brothers, unfortunately.
Of course not, bro. Nothing will ever be done, right, until we build up our homelands and get an economic base and have wealth and we move as a unit, okay? And we have power. Power is the end all be all in this world. So when they push out equality, liberalism, equity, I block it all out. If you're not talking about power, wealth, don't talk to me. Don't come near me, bruv. I don't want to hear about equality. I don't want to hear about equity. I don't want to hear about inclusion. What I want to hear is about power, getting this money, building our wealth, crypto, IT, and that's it, bruv. Right? We need to start thinking about being better than people, because other groups of people want to be the best. They have a different mentality than us, man. Life ain't no game. It's war every day, brothers. It is constant war, economic war, physical war, right? Spiritual war, mental war. It's all about power, brothers, and we need that power. Go on, Jam.
No, sorry. Sometimes when you pause, it's a little bit hard to determine if you're done, if you're about to continue. But I was going to say the only thing that they actually fear us, because they don't fear us economically, they don't fear us power wise. The only thing that they fear us really is just is sexually. That's really the only thing they fear us for. Everything else, they think that they can just manipulate us, and it's because, and you're absolutely right, because we don't have a powerful country backing us. And really, that's why I think they promote this stuff, because they want us to be content with being weak and it just being like, essentially they don't want us to regroup, coordinate, right, reorganize, and find a way to get power. They want us to make it. They want us to be perpetual victims and to never essentially build ourselves up. I used to be a big MLK guy growing up. And then as the older I got, the more I became a fan of Malcolm X, because MLK was essentially begging the white man, right, for, equality. And Malcolm X was like, no, I'm not going to beg for your respect. We'll demand your respect, And I think that's the reason they push MLK, right, in schools, and they don't really talk about Malcolm X that much, because they want us to always be subservient to them, and it'd be like, then to actually, take power for us. Every group of people takes power, but they want us to beg for it, and you're never going to get power that way by begging for it. I mean, it's like getting a woman's respect by begging her. Like, it's not going to happen.
Because
Facts.
we don't have. I was gonna say, because we don't have no more MLK and Malcolm X figures, the respect is gone, bro. And the only way the respect is gonna come back is if we stop deleting ourselves, bro, each other. That's how we're gonna get our respect back, bro. We need to stop deleting each other, bro.
Facts.
It's a
man.
big problem in America, Chicago, and then places. I'm here in the UK, but I'll be seeing what's going on, bro. I'll be hearing what's going on, bro, and it's crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of which, you mentioned New York. He's IP's absolutely right about New York. I'm from there. He's absolutely 100% right, and he's also absolutely right about California as well. I've been there. So when he's talking about the New York women acting like men, I mean, they literally, in fact, I would say they act more tough than men, because they have to compensate because they're women, right? The men don't act that way because they know that they got the power. But the women will literally act more tough. They'll be more abrasive. They're even worse because they have to compensate. So IP was 100% right on that. And look, I say it's even harder than it was back then. I mean, I love those figures, but you have to understand, we live in a surveillance state. I mean, I read 1984 when I was a kid, right? We're living in 1984. You know what I mean? They are watching all of us. If any of us get too powerful or too big, they strike us down. That's how it works. They had, I mean, look, they were watching Martin Luther King. The FBI was watching Martin Luther King. Back then, they said you were crazy. They said that you're a conspiracy theorist, and now that's been confirmed, right? That's been completely confirmed. In fact, I personally think that the reason why Martin Luther King was deleted was because of our government. We ain't gonna, I mean, it's never be confirmed, or if it does, it won't be in our lifetimes, right? But now they have the surveillance power state times 100. Like, I mean, to the degree that back then they would have never even thought. I mean, they literally can spot. I mean, we literally hold tracking devices with us 24/7. So it's like, I mean, it sucks.
I'll keep it a stack, right? I just think brothers need to just get power, get into crypto, build wealth, and move as a unit as possible, bros. I've given up on being a black community member, blah blah blah, black this, black that, BLM, Black Lives Matter. I don't want that near me, bruv. I want wealth. I want power. I want brothers to get that wealth and power too, right? I want brothers to get wealthy of this crypto stuff, because I'm hearing a lot of black men are in crypto, but I'm gonna need you brothers in the chat. I'm gonna need all the passports getting into crypto as well, because collective wealth, right, is a lot more powerful than individual wealth. We all gotta get this money together and build ourselves up, man. That's the only way. And invest in Africa, the Caribbean, move as a unit. Have underground networks so we can network with each other. That's my plan. That's the goal. That's what I'm working towards, and it's slowly coming to fruition. Let's get this cash off crypto. Let's build wealth, man. Ain't that right, Jams, man? Crypto is the future, bro.
I agree, 100%, bro. It's the only way forward, isn't it? You know, I think that what you just explained, that's what's gonna get us our respect, bro. It's the only way, isn't it? I think so.
I do have a
Facts.
question, IP, for you.
Hmm.
And it's just because I tend to agree with you. Like I pretty much in the same boat, but it's just I have a question about. Um, so, for example, like Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, right? When he passed away, right? He obviously didn't marry right an ABW, right? But when he passed away, all of his wealth went to a Mexican family, right? So, like for example, you can build yourself up, right? But then if we date out, and look, I'm doing it regardless because at the end of the day, man, it's my life. I'm not gonna. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, right? It's a thought experiment. If we date out, right after we pass on, we're essentially giving our wealth to people that that may not. Essentially, what happens is the reason why we can't build wealth is because we always have to start from ground zero. You know what I mean? We always have to start from ground zero. I'm lucky because my parents immigrated over here, right? And then I could build wealth on top of that, right? Because they came here to do the work to be middle class, and now I'm upper middle class. But if I do date out, then that lineage ends, right? But with the other groups of people, because they tend to date in their race, right? They can build that wealth and they can reach the status of like multimillionaires and above. When if we do that and we date out, essentially our lineage in terms of our race, it ends right there. Like that's when look, I don't agree with the wokey woke black people, but when they do say that, that's something that I do tend to agree with. It's unfortunate. It's not gonna change my decision, but that's kind of the truth, isn't it?
Let me tell you this though, bro. What's stopping you from practicing polygamy and having a black wife and an Asian wife? What's stopping you from having a black kid and a half black Asian kid, bro? You know, what's
That
stopping
might
you,
be the
bro?
way forward.
I
That
mean,
might be the way forward.
The thing is
I
that's
mean,
possible. That can be done.
I'm at a point where I'm actually becoming more pro polygamy. I think having many children, and whether she's black, Asian, whatever. But again, let's say you got an Asian chick, right? She has your child for you, half black, half Asian. You're high value. You got your cryptos in order. You make great money from your job. You wanna marry a black woman. She has your black kid. I mean, there you go, bro. That shows your point there, brother. You know. Then you marry another black woman. She has your black kid. Oh, you know.
So Nick Cannon it up.
But perhaps that's the future, bro. Or just go to Africa and find a feminine, good woman from Africa and have many babies with her. They're all black. There's options, bro. It all depends on what you want to do.
Yeah, yeah, definitely agree.
It all depends, bro. But for
And I appreciate that's a
us right
solution. I
now,
appreciate.
come, bro.
No, I said I appreciate that. That's because that was something I always thought about, and you actually provided a solution that I didn't actually entertain. So I appreciate that because I've always thought about that. I'm like, okay, well, I think about Kobe Bryant and the fact that all of his money, all of his wealth, all of his creation, all the work he put in, that's now just in the hands of the Mexican family that didn't take any jump shots, didn't do any of that stuff, and I'm like, is that what we're forced to do here? But I didn't actually entertain the idea of polygamy. Maybe that's the way forward.
You can have a black wife, have an Asian side chick. Have an Asian wife, have a black side chick. You have your term. Listen, I love you, but I'm gonna have another wife or girlfriend. I'm high value. I look after you. I pay your bills. If you have a problem, you can leave. I want men to have that kind of option and confidence to the point where they don't care if their main chick leaves. They'll get another one because they're so high value.
It's
Hell
kind
yeah.
of hard to have your child, though, right?
Sorry.
It's kind of harder to do that when they have your child, though, right? Like it's easy when there's no children involved, but what happens when she has a child?
Set the terms before she has a child, bro.
Hmm.
Before you marry her, before you put a kid
Yep.
in her. Listen,
Set the boundaries before. Yeah.
tell her, listen.
I mean, I'm going to do that, but that doesn't change the fact that she can change her mind on women. There's nothing I can do about that. I mean, that happens all the time.
It happens all the time there, bro. But again, you want to be at a point where you have the best lawyers, You have trust funds. You have all these corporations to protect your assets. You're not married in the West. You're hopefully or potentially could be in a Muslim country, where laws definitely favor men. She ain't gonna play with you about
Mm-hmm.
knowing Arab men. Arab men don't want passovers or sloppy seconds,
Mm-hmm.
right? Who's she gonna get in Dubai, in Saudi Arabia? You know,
I think
it's just
that's
not.
it. I think that's it. I think, yeah, Muslim country. I think that's, honestly, IP, you're coming up with really good gems right now. I gotta write this down. I think that's what it is. I think you need to go to a Muslim country where they don't play, but like where jail happens if they try that. Like, I really think that's what it is. I think if you go anywhere else, right, that's where potential problems can arise. Like, honestly, I'll be honest with you. I'll keep it a stack. The older I get, the more I agree with the Muslims. And I'm starting
Yeah,
to think that I might convert. I'm starting to think so. Like, I'm like, the older I get, I used to think that they were so backwards in what they do. I never understood why. And then as I got older, I'm like, okay, that's why they do this. Like, I like, for example, just a quick aside. They mentioned the whole, like, you need four women, right? Four women's testimony to equal that of a man. I used to think that was like the most sexist thing ever when I was younger. I was like, why is it that you need four women to say the same thing as a man's word? Like, why would it be the case? And now I'm seeing the whole hashtag Me Too thing, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I kind of understand. Like, they're so ahead on stuff. Like, it's like they understand female nature and male-female dynamics to a T, and that's why they haven't been corrupted by the West yet.
very
That's
well,
why
man.
I was gonna say
Go on,
that's
bro.
why Andrew Tate converted.
And and many young men converted with him, and that's why they want to get him out of the paint. Andrew Tate,
Mm-hmm.
he's really changed the mentalities of the young men. I mean, I saw a video of another creator. I won't say his name. Um, a bunch of kids were agreeing with him, and the whole internet went crazy. And
Mm-hmm.
this, you probably know who he is, but I don't want to bring any heat, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the RP space, the conservative thinking is really taking over young men's brain. I'm happy it is, because a lot of young men are simps. They don't know what's going on, why things are this way, and Islam. I'm definitely becoming more favorable towards Islam and Muslims. I think they're doing a great job. They've been ahead. They know female nature very well, and shout out to them. And I hope Islam continues to spread. It's spreading in Japan. More people are converting. I'm happy, man. I think Christianity dropped the ball in many cases. I really did. And if this country becomes, Islamic controlled, I wouldn't have a problem with that. They're doing things that how things should be done. So shout out to Islam and shout out to our Muslim brothers. See if I can you turn your camera on in the background, please, so I know you're not a troll. We have another caller. I want to bring him in. See if I fumble, turn your camera on in the background, please, so I know you're not a troll. It's all black. Yeah, you're good. You're good, brother. Turn your camera off. Turn it off. Let me bring in see if I fumble in the background. What's going on, saying that? Brother, it's noisy, bro. What's that
I'm
noise?
driving. I'm driving. It's raining.
Yeah, bro. It's super noisy, bro.
Ah, shoot. Uh,
It's
it's
too
just
noisy.
raining, man. Okay, I'll call back.
All right. Okay. Thank you, bro. All right. Awesome. All right. So let's wrap up, man. 10 more minutes. We need to wrap up. All right. We're almost at 3 hours now. All right. Anything else you want to add, Mr. JM?
Okay, my thoughts: Islam is right about women. So that's what I want to say. I'll end it there.
Are you in crypto, JM?
I didn't want to touch on crypto because I didn't want to be a damper, but I do not agree with crypto. I'll be honest, I just don't. I can very quickly touch on it if you want me to, but I don't want to necessarily like rain on your parade. I know you're a big crypto guy. Even Theo is into crypto, but I've been against crypto ever since it got popularized. I mean, it's essentially, I personally view it as a Ponzi scheme, but I studied economics for a couple years, so I kind of I know this. I mean, there's some uses for it, but for the most part, it's fiat. It's essentially the same thing as the government money, but worse because at least with the government money, it's backed by like the army. Like we're forced to use it. Like we need dollars to pay taxes. But in terms of crypto, I mean, it's backed by literally nothing. It's backed by blind faith. It's fiat. I'm more of a if you're asking what I invest in, I'm more of a precious metals type of guy, right? And then stocks and traditional investments. That's what I do. I personally, I mean, I predicted the crypto crash. I mean, look, I'll send you emails later because I have screenshots of this because there's a lot of smart people who I respect that were into crypto and they were really big on it, and it made me question myself because I'm like, I don't understand what I'm seeing here. Like, what I'm seeing, this looks like a scam to me. Like, it started to make me question myself because these are people I really respect and they're really into crypto. But then I kind of got proven right. I don't want to necessarily damper on crypto because there's definitely uses for it. It's good for hiding money. It's good for example, if you want to like go to a different country and you want to be able to hide money, that's a great use case for it. But at the end of the day, I mean, there's nothing backing it. It's not like you don't need crypto to eat. You know what I mean? You don't need, like, the whole point of money at the end of the day is essentially there needs to be a use case or a purpose for it. So that's the reason why gold has stand the test of time, because people wanted gold. I mean, it's essentially a form of barter. But if you don't have anything to barter with, like, essentially it's fiat. I mean, now what we use is fiat, right? All of our dollars is fiat, the pound is fiat, etc. But that's backed by strong governments with guns that are forcing you to use it. However, with crypto, there's nothing backing it. That's why Doge plummeted. That's why Shiba Inu plummeted. That's why Bitcoin plummeted. It will never get to 100K. I mean, I'm gonna put that right here. If it does, then you can see, you can come back and say, ha ha. But I don't see it happening. It's just not gonna happen. So I personally am against crypto in terms of investments, right? Because at the end of the day, the only way you'll make money is essentially the greater fool principle, right? You'll make money in crypto if other people invest in it. But there's no other way to make money. I mean, it's the same thing for gold as well, but gold has a use case.
And stocks too, right? I mean, you won't make money in stocks if people don't invest in the same stock, right? There's got to be more. There's got to be more, but it's got to be more demand than the supply for stock price to increase, right?
That's not true. No, with stocks, right? There's a use case. If you invest in Apple, right, no one has to buy money in Apple. If Apple sells enough iPhones, right, your stock will increase. And there's dividends with stock. I get dividend paying stocks. So I literally get paid to hold stocks. That's not the case with crypto. So with stocks, that people need to invest in stocks. I mean, yeah, you'll make more money if people invest, but the company gives you well and you'll make money from that. That's not the case with crypto. There's no one working to make your crypto more valuable. But when you're investing in companies, there are people literally working to try to make your money. So it's not the same thing, no.
I disagree, bro, wholeheartedly. Man, crypto's the future. Jams, what's your thoughts about that, bro?
Yeah, I disagree with Matey, innit? I think there's going to be many use cases for crypto. I think there are a few cryptos that's going to be backed by gold and other precious metals. We're heading into the digital era, if we don't like it or not. And, crypto and other digital assets are going to be the way forward, if I'm being honest, And the thing is like, not everyone is going to agree. Not everyone is going to be like 100% sold on it. I always say to people that say crypto is a scam, I say, look, everything in life is a scam. We paying taxes is a scam. The jobs we're doing is all a scam. We don't get paid enough. Everything is a scam. So if this is one scam that I believe in, I'm happy to do it, if I'm being honest.
That's facts, man. And in this life, man, you gotta take a risk, man.
You gotta take risks, man. You gotta take risks, man. We take risks when we go to university and college. We get ourselves in debt. We're never probably gonna pay it back. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'll touch on that last thing, and then I'm not trying to. What I will say is that if crypto's backed by gold, you'll see me investing in that. Right, that's the reason why the dollar is number one. If you know the history of the reason the dollar is the number one currency in the world was because it was backed by gold. Dollar was literally gold. I think it was like $20 and 40 something cents.
The American dollar used to be backed by gold. It doesn't anymore.
Explain the history. Yes,
it's not anymore.
Well, yeah, I know. I was going to explain that, but that's the reason why the dollar is a reserve currency, was because it was backed by gold.
But the dollar is going to be non-existent in the near future. You know that, yeah? The dollar is going to cease to exist, bro. Fiat currency in a whole is going to cease to exist, whether you like it or not.
you're gonna have to give me a second to explain, right?
No, there's too much. You can do your research. There's too much evidence to suggest fiat currency is going to be non-existent in the next, I would say, less than 10 years, bro. Believe it or not.
I mean, I agree with you. Well, maybe not in that timeline, but I agree with you that fiat is disappearing. But let me explain why that is. It wasn't before, right, when it was backed by gold. That was called honest money because they couldn't just print money, right? That's the reason why the dollar is a reserve currency, because people would actually invest in the dollar instead of getting gold, because dollar was better than gold, because literally they can invest in the dollar and Americans, right, would essentially pay you interest. So it was like, if, for example, I buy both. That you don't get interest by getting gold, right? But if you have a dollar, at least back then, before the Nixon's thing or whatever, right, you would literally, it would be essentially the equivalent of having gold, and you would have interest, right? That's the reason.
Currency in a whole, right, has always been just for trading. That's it. Nothing else. Money never really hold any true value.
Okay.
Precious metals, those were always the go-to. Those are where the real value is being held, isn't it? Gold, silver, copper, et cetera, et cetera. Money doesn't mean nothing. They know it. That's why America's in how much? $33 trillion in debt. They're printing money out of thin air because it's just numbers. It doesn't mean anything.
Facts.
All right, well, if I can't explain it, I mean, I don't. That's all right. I'm just gonna say I try to explain it, but it seems like it's too convoluted. So I won't necessarily do that. What I will say is that for the same reason why fiat is dying and lost 99% of its value since it's been created, at least in terms of the dollar, that's the same reason why I'm against crypto. But crypto does have use cases the dollar doesn't have. Like, for example, I can't bring my gold to me when I go to the Philippines next year, or when I go to Thailand, or when I go to Japan. Right, people will know that. Right, with crypto, you can skirt that. So I'm not saying there's not use cases. I'm just saying that there's not enough use cases for me to believe in it. But okay, I mean, I get it. I've had this talk with a lot of different people, and a lot of people that are smart that I respect. So who knows? I may be wrong. I really don't see that happen. But I mean, it is what it is.
That's fine, bro. I got to drop off, JM. I need to really get off the stream soon. Appreciate you, JM. Much appreciated, bro. Okay.
Talk to you later.
All right, peace out, bro. Thank you very much, bro. Also, that's JM in the building. Good brother right there. Fantastic. So, no. So I'll give my thought on crypto. Brothers need to get into crypto. In 2020, we saw a huge wealth transfer. The average person became millionaires. The average person grew wealth in a matter of weeks or months, man. We cannot miss out on the bull run next month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Life is all about taking risk. Okay. If you don't take risk, right, to build wealth, to get yourself into a better position, you are going to stay stagnant. Okay. Take risk. You're taking a risk by getting your IT certs. That's you taking time of your day to study every day. Okay. That's you taking a risk. No one can see the future. Okay. So you got to take risk in this life. Not crazy, it's not stupid risk, but risk that seem reasonable, right? We as brothers need to get into crypto, man. All signs are pointing to a crazy bull run next year. Okay, we cannot miss out on it. We really can't. Like Jam said, fiat currency probably over very soon. Because think about inflation, right? Inflation will always keep growing. Okay, to the point where it will become unaffordable to buy bread, milk, water, essentials. Comes to the UK, right? The inflation rate has been ridiculous. I remember going to the shop right before inflation. Toothpaste was £2. I come back, it's £3.45. No, £4.45. That's 100% increase, bruv. I'm thinking, what the flip happened there, bruv? So that's your money losing value every year, every time inflation happens. I predict that in the future, we are probably going to get paid in cryptocurrency. Keep it a stack. Fiat currency is unsustainable. What's your thoughts, bro?
Oh yeah, 100% agree, man. 100% agree. And unfortunately, a lot of people they're gonna miss out, man. They're gonna feel like it's just all conspiracy and nothing is gonna come to it. But they will in it. A lot of guys they need to get into crypto. You know, this is generational wealth we're talking about. And get into IT. Keep stacking your bread. You know, but I
Facts.
feel I feel like it's gonna fall on deaf's ear in it because for a lot of brothers, it's probably gonna go through one ear, come to the next in it. But you know, a lot of these cryptos, when the prices of them increase and it's unattainable, then they're gonna be sorry, unfortunately.
There you go, man. And what crypto should brothers be looking to invest in your opinion, bro?
So my go-to is XRP, XLM, XDC, Quant, Algo, and HBAR.
There you go, brothers, man. And I'm looking at listen, right? The World Economic Forum, I think we all know what that is, right? If you read about economics, right? They are partnered with Ripple XRP. So if
Mm-hmm,
the World Economic Forum, right, which is a legit forum that sets, economic policy, not policy, but has some sort of, pull when it comes to economics, right? If they are linked with XRP, there's definitely a use case for crypto, and this XRP being partnered with the World Economic Forum. What does that tell you, brothers, man?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What does
And
that tell
they're
you?
also partnered with BlackRock. You brothers, if you don't know who BlackRock is, do your research on BlackRock.
There you go, man. I think that this XRP coin, this is going to be big. This is going to be big, bruv. BlackRock, a major investment firm, is rumored to be shifting focus on Ripple's XRP token over Bitcoin. That bull run next year, I hope I hope you become a millionaire next
And
bro.
what's his name?
Um,
Elon Musk. He just recently changed the Twitter's name to what's it called?
X.
X. So that's the hint right there. So these guys they're not stupid. They know what's up. They're secretly stacking. They're stacking their bread as well. So we gotta do the same as well.
Facts, man. Facts. Jams, man, I hope you become a millionaire next year, bro. I
I
really
hope
do.
you will as well, bro.
Thank you very much, man. Shout out to Mr. Aussie for the $2 super chat. IP, we need a crypto versus stocks debate live stream. I don't think we do, bro, because I would advise you both to invest in both. So
Hmm.
I would advise you to invest in both, right?
Yeah.
If you invest in ETFs, index funds um, for a particular fund, right? Do it. Stocks still have value. There's nothing
Hmm.
wrong with investing, in Tesla, in Microsoft. These are still big companies, right? Break it down.
Hmm.
You agree or disagree, bro?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. You wanna have multiple income streams, and I think having both stocks and crypto is the way forward, in my honest opinion.
Facts. Shout out to Ozzy again for the $2 super chat. To be honest, I don't see crypto being the future, but I'm trying to get rich off this upcoming 2024 bull run. Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. Let's get it, brothers. And next year is pointing to big things. Crypto it popped off in 2017. I remember that. I missed out on that. I was upset. I didn't believe in crypto back then. I didn't understand it. I'm like, what is this? What am I investing in? We care about it. Then in 2020, it popped off. In 2024, it should pop off like it did in 2020. They're saying 100K for Bitcoin, 100K plus, a million for Bitcoin by 2028. Lord
Hmm.
have mercy, bruv.
Hmm. Yeah, it's attainable. It's not out of the question. So yeah, if a lot of brothers aren't in on it, you need to get on. You need to get on it now, man. You know, and it's dirt cheap. I think one XRP is trading like around just under 50p or something minute. So you get two for $1. 2 for a pound, something like that.
Do you think SRP will reach 1,000 next year, bro?
If not next year, I would say the year after. But I think it's gonna get even higher. I was just before the stream, I was reading an article. They were saying by 2030, XRP could be 59K. You know?
Bruv.
So yeah, I strongly believe the thing about me, I'm a person, you know, I do a lot of research behind something I'm gonna back my money with. So, you know, yeah, I strongly believe XRP is gonna be the future.
Brother, out of all those coins you mentioned, right? If you were to pick two, right, that you think will give you wealth, will grow exponentially, what coins would you pick, brother? Out of those coins you pick, and you got, I'll give you three.
If I'm being honest, XRP, XLM, and XDC.
Damn. Oh, what about H bar?
I think H bar is gonna do well, innit? I think Quant as well. But I believe the 3Xs are gonna be the future. The use cases for those, it just makes sense, innit?
Bruv. Lord, let's get it, brothers, man. Now it's time to accumulate. Brothers, you have the bull run should be starting around May, April next year. You go from now to then to accumulate, brothers. Right? You know, cancel your OF subscriptions, you know, and start busting up, brothers. Start thinking strategically, you know. Or obviously support the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated, you know. I do a lot of work for you, brothers, man. But in terms of you thinking about your future, brothers, now, right? Now you gotta start thinking like that, because this is time for us to build wealth. It really is. You know, Ethereum popped up in 2020, bro, and that was at $150 per coin. Now it's over 1,000, and that's a great coin, Ethereum.
Yeah. No, yeah, it is. Yeah.
They're saying next year easily 10K is touching. You know.
Yeah. The article I read is E can have a high of up to 80K, 80,000 Ethereum. 80K per coin. Yeah. But one thing I would say to guys is with any markets, you're gonna have fluctuations. You're gonna have like high volatility, and that's normal. You know, when you have an increase in price, you know, you make a decision if you want to sell or if you want to keep and wait until it increases or whatever. When the price goes down, people get fearful, and then that's when they go and sell. You know, I always say to people, when the price of a coin drops, that's an opportunity for people to come and buy in it. You know, people get fearful, they sell, then that gives another person an opportunity to buy in it. You know, so I always say there's no wrong in, you know, when the price goes down. You know, that's seen as a plus. You know.
Facts, bro. Facts. Shout out to Mr. Raphael Taylor for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. IP, what are your thoughts on Forex? You can use Forex to build wealth as well if you know what you're doing. I don't know much about Forex, I'll be honest with you, brothers. What about you,
I've done
bro?
some research on Forex. I think that's a good way to build wealth as well. What I would say with trading though in Forex is it's really time consuming. It takes a lot of capital, and it's very time consuming, I would say. What I would suggest with Forex is you know, you make your money from the crypto, and then you can use that now to you know, to learn to trade into Forex, and then, you know, you got 2 streams of income that way.
Facts. All right, man. Gonna wrap it up, man. All right, thank you, Mr. Jams, bro, for the time on here, for coming on here to break down Barbados, speaking about crypto as well. Much appreciated, bro. You got any closing statement before I wrap it up?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, IP man. It was an honor, innit? You know, I just want to say you keep doing what you're doing, you know. And to the guys, you know, just keep supporting IP man, because man, you guys don't even know, bruv. Like you're not gonna get this information anywhere else, if I'm being honest, innit? You know. So yeah, man, just keep supporting IP, innit? He's doing a lot, if I'm being honest. But
Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. Much appreciated, Jams. So, brothers, thank you very much, brothers, for watching. Again, support the channel, hit the PayPal if you can. Make sure, brothers, you definitely comment on this video. You book your consultations, you know, you join the Patreon as well. And yes, cop the merch too, supporting where you can. And much appreciated to our guests and those who called in. Shout out to Jam, shout out to See About Bumble. Great discussion, said intelligent brothers, and it's only upwards for every single one of us. Salute you, Jam, salute you, brothers, man. And I'll see you, brothers, on the next video. Peace out, brothers. Thank you very much.